No, what the heck week are we in? Week five?
Week five.
Handful of them now. The Friday night zone blitz. If you've been watching a little Yulee, West Nassau, that one's, a lot of yellow flags, a lot of laundry being cleaned up. And that's a rivalry game.
Colors.
Already had an ejection in that game. So we'll keep an eye on it, but no score.
I think we just had a turnover for the Wildcats at Camden County.
Yeah, we're up there with the Cats, and we have a touchdown over here for Bolles.
Touchdown.
How about that? That's a way to start the show.
Jump right in,
Brett
folks.
Martineau, Stuart Weber. This is what we do. We got 5 different spots. Camden County, Bolles against Oakleaf, and they might go up 2 scores now. I do see a flag there, but I think it's after the play. Nease and St. Augustine. We think this one's going to be a thriller.
Yeah, it was
Crazy enough.
It was last year.
It's only 10-7 in the second quarter.
Okay.
Figured it might be 10-7 in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. But they are playing some defense. And then down here we've got Atlantic Coast kind of in a blowout heading to halftime, right?
Yep. They are actually about to do that, I think, right now. So Atlantic Coast up big, 33, I think, nothing at the half on Jackson. So maybe we'll get a good band performance.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it might be better than the second half.
You got to find the positives. Meanwhile, Camden County running with authority. So they're playing a team that we don't really know as well, Royal Palm Beach, down in South Florida, my old neck of the woods where I grew up, down in the Palm Beach Gardens, south of there a little bit. Also the Wildcats, fun fact. So we got Wildcats versus Wildcats, and you see them there in the upper right hand, and more flags. We got flags. Flags will happen. You mentioned the different matchups that we got tonight.
The Palm Beach team is coming in.
They're undefeated.
Pretty
They're
good,
coming
right?
in 4-0. But I feel like, there's a score update. There you go. 21-6 for Bolles, leading Oakleaf. That's in the first quarter, or maybe the first quarter. That might be second quarter, unless they started it late.
Yeah, I think
I would imagine that's the second quarter.
Scoreboards don't always work so great, but
true.
I would suggest that's late in the first half.
Top left, you got our game of the week as well. You saw there a moment ago, West Nassau and Yulee. If you want to watch that one in its entirety without us yapping about it, instead you can hear Noah and Brody yapping about it and actually doing play-by-play for the game. You can watch that on the Action News Jacks Now stream or on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page. So if you want that game of the week, that's the Yulee West Nassau game, you can check that out on YouTube or the Action News Jacks Now stream. We take over all the streams on Friday nights, and Camden County looks to be taking over against Royal Palm Beach. Haven't seen a score yet. I know it was 7-0 quickly. Very quickly they were able to jump out to the early lead, and looks like they may have just scored again with Sean Green. Oh, no, illegal shift on the offense, as we hear from our referee.
You know how many almost scores there are in high school football?
There's a lot.
A lot of them.
Yeah. But
hey, we'll update you, too, on a couple of scores if you want to take a look at the scoreboard, too, when we come out here and as we'll pay attention to all these games. But the big one everybody's talking about going into the night was IMG and Mandarin. And listen, the bottom line is you kind of figure this could happen. IMG is like a national team.
It's a college. It's not.
And Mandarin is having some trouble. They were down 21-0 early, 28-0 actually, 28-7 kickoff return. Now it's 50-7. So you got a running clock there, which
it was a kickoff return. Who scored it?
No, not for Mandarin.
Okay.
I don't know who scored the Mandarin touchdown, but right after they scored a touchdown, they gave up an 80-yard kick return.
Okay, I'm gonna put a wager on it.
That was Bryce. I didn't see Bryson Wright's name flying around, so I'm wagering it wasn't Bryson Wright.
It was. Okay.
That scored the touchdown.
We'll find out.
We will. Find
we did have a camera there for that touchdown.
Yeah,
so.
And listen, it's kind of a star-studded. Mike Norvell flew in from Tallahassee for Florida State, assuming to watch Bryson Wright and maybe all the players from IMG.
Yeah.
Also, the Jags players are there. A lot of Jags, Jarian Jones. The defensive players are going to make it out. I don't know exactly how many did. We have some shots of that, so we'll show you throughout the next few hours. Also, let's say hello to our head coach, our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. He's on the line. We keep him waiting a little bit. We want to get him lathered up a little bit, ready to go. We set the table for him. Now it's time to eat a little bit, Coach. And I guess not a crazy surprise, Coach, that IMG game is a little bit of a rout?
No, not at all. You guys got me?
Yeah,
can you hear me?
We won't hear from Coach.
Wait. I can hear you.
If you're hearing from Coach, we can't hear him.
Okay, we
can't hear you.
Coach is talking.
They hear him.
All right. Well, how about you just send it back out to us until we'll talk over Coach until we can hear him, because that will be kind of fruitless on this part. So, all right. What game we're going to keep an eye on?
I got to say that band performance looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. But St. Augustine and Nease, this is the one to kind of watch. 10-7 in favor of Nease in the second quarter, and we think we'll show you every single play now the rest of the way from that one. Also, all these other games that we're showing. We're going to get a running clock in the second half, most likely,
Seems
with
that
the
way.
Atlantic Coast game as they are playing the Jackson Tigers.
Yeah.
Atlantic Coast had a tough schedule in the early going. It's just a little bit of a breather for them to get a win.
A quick thought on the game you were at. You went over to Revolt playing host to Riverside tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's surprising or not, but it's a heck of an effort turned in by Revolt because they were dominating when I was there. I stayed through the end of the first quarter, the whole quarter, and it was 12-0 in favor of Revolt. They had two interceptions.
21-6.
And now 21-6.
Maybe.
So 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, one like it was a fourth down play at the end of the first quarter. It was like a Hail Mary at the end of the first quarter. But it was a cool play, and Revolt playing pretty well.
20-7 right now at last check, Revolt.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty impressive, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Riverside's a weird team to figure out. They went 47-41 toe-to-toe with St. Augustine last week. They had a tough schedule to start with all the Clay County teams. They lost to Orange Park. We thought that was kind of weird. And now you figure they would go into Revolt and maybe be able to win that game, but that is not the case so far. So we've got some interesting stuff happening as we try to figure everybody out in high school football. I think we can hear Coach now. Our Hall of Famer Kevin Sullivan joins us. Coach, what's up?
Hey, you got me?
We got you.
Can you hear me?
We got you.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
You
All
were
right.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, IMG, that one going to get away from them in a hurry. I mean, I was shocked when I got on and looked, and it was, the score that was at the time. But, getting blown out there. Hopefully Oakleaf and Bolles will turn into a little bit better game. I thought that was going to be one of the good ones tonight. I think we got a couple good ones on, though. Of course, like you said, St. Augustine Nease going to be great. Going to be a great one.
Yeah, we think it will be, and that's the one you're watching there in the bottom left, I think. Bottom right. We have that one now. There on the 4 box, and so we'll keep an eye on that game. Coach, I got a question for you about IMG. Stuart and I were talking about it. Mandarin, I don't know how good Mandarin is. Like everybody, Mandarin gets a lot of love because they got a lot of star players, and obviously Bryson Wright and Knox Annis. I don't know if they're even as good as they've been the last couple of years at times. I don't know. I mean, maybe they are. But also, IMG seriously is like a college. They recruit
100%.
around the country. What's the point in playing IMG? Is it kind of like a, hey, exposure game for everybody? A touchdown in the Camden County game as they're looking good tonight up there in Southeast Georgia. Well, what's the win for the Mandarin program to play IMG?
Well, I think last year when Toby scheduled a 2-year contract, Coach Bullitt, with Trammell and Jamie French and Bryson, I think they felt last year with all the DB guys they had and everything that they'd have a really good opportunity last year. And, of course, that Jamie got hurt and Trammell's out for the year, and then it didn't materialize. So, you're playing the second year of the contract. And, I think Coach thought they'd be able to compete a little bit, but it's always going to be O-line, D-line when you go against those guys. I mean, they're going to average, 6'3", 285, 300-pounders all the way across the front, not just one left tackle, And so I think, Coach going to play it, and whatever happens, happens. They'll learn from it and get better, bring their kids back down to earth a little bit, and then make the run and try to take care of business.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it either. I mean, I get it, the contract stuff. I almost wondered with an IMG, would you do a 2-year contract? Is it more like a year-by-year thing? But I don't know. How they schedule versus everyone else since they're not in the FHSAA. But the other thing, like you said it, this isn't bad for a team that is getting a lot of attention. It probably will help Toby out a lot, right? Get them grounded a bit the rest of this year. I think the other thing that's pretty interesting.
Touchdown down there for St. Augustine.
St. Augustine just went in and take the lead against Nease.
We'll turn that around for you.
I think what's interesting, though, is you got to be careful not to get hurt, right? I mean, we're almost halfway through the year, and if they're that good, you can get banged up in a game like this. So hopefully they survive that part of it.
Yeah, well, hopefully right now, since it's pretty much going to be running clock second half, he plays all the young kids, let them get a taste of it.
Yeah, good point.
Get the other kids out as they go through. I mean, they know the next 3 game stretch was going to be a tough stretch for them. But again, they're trying to play some good people. They played Bradford, but Bradford's a lot smaller than them as far as classification and everything. And so, you want to schedule a game like this hoping you could compete in it. And tonight they're just not being able to compete.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's Kevin Sullivan, Stuart Weber, entire Action Sports Shacks team taking a look. Guest is Bolles. Bolles is beating Oakleaf 21-6 at halftime. Get your thoughts on that, Sully. Kind of didn't know which way this one's going to go. I don't have a great feel yet for Oakleaf, exactly how good they are. I think they're pretty good because they're always good. Coach Foy's a good coach. But can they hang with Bolles in the second half, do you think?
Yeah, I think the whole key probably has been, and I haven't been able to watch much of that, but if they've gone, so I think they've really made a commitment, Bolles, to get back to running the ball and then throw more play action, more RPO stuff. And I think early in the year they tried to throw it a lot more and run it less, but Edwards has really emerged. He's a really good back for Bolles, and the offensive line is really good. So I think they got woken up at St. Augustine, and they've come back to, last week with a vengeance at Bishop Kenny, and then tonight playing pretty well. But, yeah, Oakleaf's going to have to get the ball and get moving and get going down there and put some points on the board and get that thing close.
We had a touchdown there for Yulee, who was leading 3-0. Now 9-0 pending the extra point. Had a little obstructed view there. Those poles and pillars and that near corner I think we're going to have to contend with tonight.
Oh, not another pole.
Not another pole. We got to watch out for these things.
Yeah, that is the fun.
And the Camden one as well.
Oh, yeah.
We have the replay of the Camden one ready to go as well.
Yeah,
it looks like they just got the ball back, too.
Yeah, I think they did. They're playing good ball right now. Let's take a look at that Camden touchdown. And just a short time ago, looks like they're playing really good football right now before they get to that difficult region play.
And it's a direct snap there to David Coleman, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. I believe that might have made it 14-0 for the good Wildcats.
All right, so there you go, another pole there. Stop running all the way to the right, people, will you? Can we go right up the middle?
I mean, we'd like that,
Yes. There you go, Camden looking good. Hey, Coach, I think Camden's pretty good. They feel like they're back, but as we always say, you got to contend with that murderer's row.
I think I saw somebody's state rankings for their classifications, and I think they had Camden 9th in the state rankings.
Yes.
And 3 teams in their region were above them in the top 10.
Right, we're above them.
It's
it's a murderer's row.
Yeah.
And Stuart, a little tip tonight is North Palm Beach is undefeated 4-0. And the teams that they've played are 0-16.
Wow.
So that's why
I probably should have seen that when I picked the game, Coach. I was giving too much love to Royal Palm Beach. I saw they beat Dwyer. Dwyer was my high school rival back in the day and was a good team back in the day.
But Jack Daniels isn't there now.
That's right. One of the
all those years.
One of the oddest high school football coach names in the country of Jack Daniels. No longer the head coach down there at Dwyer. But yeah, of course, I went to Gardens and Dwyer was our rival, so I saw that they beat Dwyer pretty good. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they can hang with Camden County, and maybe they can. We'll keep an eye on it here over the course of the evening. But that's an interesting stat that none of their teams have won yet this year that they played.
All right, so in these games, you got Camden up. They've got the ball back, playing pretty good football under the lights in Southeast Georgia, which is a cool place to watch a game. And then on your left, we got our game of the week, which you can listen to in its entirety and watch in its entirety on Action News Jack's Now stream, also on YouTube. You can see both of these things we have going, the game of the week and the Friday Night Zone Blitz, just on YouTube. We're on all the platforms. Look up Action Sports Jacks, and you'll see us everywhere here tonight and every Friday night, basically for 5 hours, 7 until midnight. Got going a little bit later tonight because it was a 7:30 kick between Yulee and West Nassau. Yulee just scored. They are up, at least 9. Did they kick the extra point?
I think so.
Yeah, so maybe 10-0 against West Nassau. West Nassau, by the way, scored 70 points a week ago. Coach, a pretty big rivalry up there in Nassau County, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, great rivalry. And this is the first time I can remember in a while that they've been both undefeated and playing at this game. So probably a great crowd there, small school football, always good crowds both places. And, yeah, that should be fun. I think it'll be a close one, too. But it seems like Yulee having their way a little bit moving the ball. Looks like they're a little bit bigger than West Nassau up front also. Yeah, Coach Doherty's done a nice job there. And contrast in styles, too, right? I mean, West Nassau's going to try to pound the rock. Meanwhile, Yulee's not afraid to throw it. They're going to toss it over the yard a little bit this year and probably mix and balance it up.
Ball on the turf.
We got ourselves a fumble. Who's going to be that falling on it?
It looks like that is for Yulee. We got Oh, is that a 5?
5 or 6? 5 maybe.
Looks like
wow.
Looks like 5 for JJ Etienne, the third long-lost Etienne brother. No relation to the other.
Spelled the same?
Spelled the same, yeah. JJ Etienne. By the way, let's take a look before they go score another touchdown. The touchdown they just scored a moment ago, we have that one queued up in the replay. So whenever you get a chance, let's take a look and see how they were able to get it the last time. And this is Trey Vasquez, number 3.
I got 2 quarterbacks playing.
Yeah, Trey Vasquez taking it to the near side, sophomore quarterback for the Hornets. And it looks like they're in position now to maybe extend that lead at home in this rivalry game against West Nassau.
Yeah, they can see the sidelines all fired up. You got everybody in town at that football game. And, of course, West Nassau, not the FHSAA.
Yeah, now playing in the SSAA, the Sunshine State Athletic Association, along with Fernandina Beach, where we got some highlights from that one coming up later on the Blitz as well. Also undefeated, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of teams undefeated.
Yulee, West Nassau, and Fernandina, all in Nassau County, all undefeated. And so we'll certainly catch up with the Pirates here a little later.
In fact, can we take the ma'am over there, Brian, and we'll show the games that we're showing tonight? And we had a lot of unbeatens, right, Stuart?
Yeah, that first 1, 2,
Nease,
5. Yeah, those first 1, 2, and 5, all undefeated records. And then Bolles only has the 1 loss to St. Augustine, who's right above them. But yeah, St. Nease, both undefeated. West Nassau, Yulee. Somebody's O has got to go. A little different than last week. Somebody O's got to go.
Yeah, and here's Yulee again looking for another touchdown. This is a big moment right here for West Nassau. They got to play some good defense here. They have to deny the Hornets down 10-0. After the fumble, all the momentum for Yulee. Just try to hang in the game. Because that's the other thing about West Nassau, Coach, right? They're not going to play too much catch-up with their style. They would like to be within striking distance or ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And they've done a really nice job this year getting it back. Remember, those guys have only been there, that staff. Gunnar Cox and his brother, Waylon, they've only been there this is their second year trying to rebuild that thing. So, hopefully next year they'll get back in the FHSA, the district and everything, but we'll have to see how it goes. But, they got to bow up here and at least hold them to a field goal.
Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we got a safety there for Camden County. But then the penalty, will that be after? It looked like it was a roughing. Where's the roughing? After the safety? Did they knock him down after he hit his knee?
I don't know. He kind of.
That's a tricky one, right? Because he went up to because he slipped, hit his knee, so he's down. But it looks like he's going to go try to play the play out.
Right.
And the kid maybe hits him, and you get a penalty for that. But would that be a change of possession, or is that on the kickoff, Coach?
Yeah, I think that's on the kickoff. It'll be a safety. But that was not a personal foul. So the kid, come on, officials sometimes, they just got to pay attention. Kids get excited.
Yeah, and the whole context of the play, for sure. Yeah. Hey, one thing we could do, you were at Beachside last night.
Yeah.
Stuart Weber. And Sully was at Beachside.
Sully was also there.
Right? Thursday night. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Sully.
It was a lot of fun. It was great fun for me because I wasn't calling any plays or trying to play defense. I was doing great.
well, hey, you wish you were the offensive coordinator in that one. Eddie Jordan throws for over 500 yards.
Yeah, hey, let's check out. There it is. There's Sully on the right. Casual. But really, this game all about Eddie Jordan. 535 yards passing. Is that good?
Right there.
That was to Monaco. Pulling that one in. 4 different receivers over 100, by the way.
Wow.
That's really hard to do. Caleb Madison, really hard to tackle. He was able to score that touchdown. And then you got Maddox Hunstad here. And while we're watching the rest of these highlights and get ready for some sound, Brian, get ready that Player of the Week VO as well. As you see Maddox Hunstad, this makes it 35-31. Bishop Kenny had a 4th down and 20 at the 50. They pick up 25 or so. Then they had this play from the 19. Quarterback running and just gets popped and loses the ball. And that would do it. Bishop Kenny falls 35-31 to Beachside. Big win for the Barracudas. on their home field. They were able to get it done. Lots of offense, but go figure, it's a big defensive play that
usually
makes the difference
happens
in the end. That's how that goes sometimes. And hey, there you go. There's your player of the week from a week ago, Maddox Hunstad, who scored the game winner. And this isn't for his performance last night. No. This is for the previous week when he had a big game against Ponte Vedra. But Maddox Hunstad and gets that player of the week from our partnership with Jaguars Prep and Whataburger. And actually had a chance to catch up with Maddox as well as Coach Pete Duffy after the game. So able to get their thoughts on it. And yeah, they were excited. They were pumped. They got a bye week, I think, and then the Surf and Turf Bowl, which will be our game of the week.
Creek.
Yeah.
Maddox, by the way, had 6 catches, I think 120 yards in that game.
Yeah,
so he was
saw
one of the
50
4.
of those yards right on that last one on the game winner. That helps.
Sully, this is interesting because I was told Beachside's pretty good, and then they didn't have Jordan for the first couple weeks, but they kind of stayed the course a little bit. Now that's a really nice win, I think, against Bishop Kenny. Were you impressed by Beachside last night?
Yeah, I was impressed. It was like an old heavyweight fight, man. They were making plays, like a lot of third down conversions. Bad tackling, though. There should be a tackle circuit on Tuesday at both practices. They should be having tackle circuit. But really, both teams played hard. I thought both teams got after it. It was unfortunate at the end of the game. The quarterback makes a great play, and if he doesn't slow down and just keeps running, I think he gets out of bounds at the 3, and then we're going to have another crazy finish. So, but really, both teams, B-side can throw it. They got 4 kids that can catch it. They do a pretty good job up front defensively. You know, they gave up some points, but they held when they had to, especially in the field goal before the final score. They held them to a field goal, which was probably the difference in the game, or they might have ended up tied.
What about Bishop Kenny now? They get blown out by Bolles. They get off to a really nice start, including a big win over UC, and now they go and lose this shootout against a good football team and a bigger school. But where do you think Bishop Kenny is in the grand scheme of things?
Oh, I think they'll be okay. I think this was the tough part of their schedule, their first 4. And I think they'll be all right. They lost their best wideout 2 weeks ago, I believe. But he was hobbling around last night. I don't know if they're going to get him back. They lost another lineman last week, I believe, but they're going to get him back on defense. So they ended up playing about 5 kids both ways, and those kids really got after it last night. And it was a good high school football game, one of those you say, man, why couldn't we just have tied and gone home with the tie? Because it was a lot of fun. And the kids played hard on both sides, really good sports. There's a lot of respect, the coaches with each other and the players with each other. And, yeah, it was a good one. I was glad I went out.
Yeah, that was good to see and good to hear. I always like all those comments you just made.
Brian, I just pulled in that post-game sound. If you're able to cue that up for us, we can kind of hear from Coach Duffy and Maddox Hunstad after that win. Coach, what were some of the conversations like there? You had like 4 or 5 former coaches all hanging out discussing what should have been happening on the field the whole time.
Well, they were just telling stories, and of course they were all ragging on the officials. Because the guy on our sideline threw like 2 penalties, got called back for holding by the wideout. Like, you're like, come on, man. And then they had an inadvertent fair catch on the kickoff, which I'm not going to say it didn't happen because I didn't watch the film, but my naked eye said it didn't happen, but he saw it, so they played it, which was on the last drive, so they started on the 6-yard line. But no, we just laughed and told some funny stories, and, it was fun. Mark Dorson was on the sideline. Him and I had a lot of battles back in the day when he was the head coach at Bishop Kenny and I was at Jackson, and then Frank Garris, and then Coach Ripp was with me. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was cool to be out and about.
All right, good stuff. Let's hear from the Beachside Barracudas after that 35-31 win on Thursday night.
The adversity and having to score and having to stop them, but a million things to work on, getting off blocks, tackling, I can go on and on, but the resilience is really good. We'll build off of that.
I told them all at halftime, we need to come out, we need to show what we're really about. We came out, we were doing our thing. I'm just really proud of these boys, how they were working, and we never quit, and we came out with a W, and that's what I'm talking about.
All right, good stuff there from Beachside. By the way, we got a Camden County touchdown. Go figure it happens when we run the sound from Thursday night game. That'll work.
Okay.
That'll work. That's why we have the power of tonight Thomas. The power of Thomas, we'll call it.
Thomas,
who will then turn around this touchdown
we have
for us.
Touchdown Thomas.
Touchdown Thomas. I like that. He'll like that too.
He's going to like that too. Speaking of
that.
Camden, I think while we have this, we do have the safety. I know they'll look at it. And whenever Brian gets a chance to it, we're having him run through 5 different directions here.
We got Touchdown Thomas and Big Time Brian. Do we need to give him a name too? You know?
Yeah, we don't have a safety nickname unless we got a Sam around here.
Oh, that's
but
right.
Here's a look, right? This is what happened on this play. Slips down. Okay, you're down. I mean, he didn't even. Come on, what are we doing?
I feel like he was throwing it before he even got there, right?
Like he was about to. You could argue that, okay, dude, you can't do that. And then he caught himself. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I said, Brett. That's what I said.
I mean, what are we doing? Like, that was a fast flag. I mean, you can't. I don't know. I can't
And
like
it's
that.
not
Coach.
like the game was like they've had any issues like out of control and they've had a bunch of penalties. So, yeah, you do that. But that's what I was like because I thought the kid showed great restraint. He, like, hit him and then was, okay, he's down.
That's exactly what I would think. Like, if I was a coach in that moment, I'm like, okay, he's trying to play through the whistle, play through, and then he caught himself. To me, that's pretty good discipline from the young man, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big old boy now. That's not like some pencil neck out there.
Yeah. I mean, he could have hurt that quarterback if he kept going. But, I mean, that's pretty good restraint to your point. And, yeah, just some goofy flags.
If you're just jumping in with us here on the Zone Blitz, we got our game of the week up there on the left side of your screen. It is Yulee currently leading 10-0 against their rivals from West Nassau in that one. We had that game on its own stream on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page. If that's the only one you want to watch and you don't want to hear us, you can always check that out.
West Nassau driving, by the way.
They are driving.
Be big.
Looking to find their way onto the scoreboard. Nice stop there by the Yulee defense. And then on the right side, you have Camden County, who's undefeated once again this year, and it was either 23-0. I think I just saw on the scoreboard there above that one. And actually, we can kind of show you the. Let's see.
Here we go. We're about to find
29-0 now, Camden County. So they are on their way. That is a 3. I can't see. 23-0.
Wow. Look at you. Maybe you got to go get your eyes checked. See, I don't even try it anymore.
I mean, I eat a
Plus,
lot
I lost my glasses in Cincinnati.
You did do that, yes. I eat a lot of carrots. 23 made more sense because 3 touchdowns and a safety.
I eat a lot of
up
carrots.
To 23.
Yeah. Don't try to explain yourself. You just whiffed.
That's okay. All right.
You whiffed, Coach.
Well, you know what?
Sully.
How about this?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the touchdown that just happened to make it 23-0. Now, let's see. This is a big one. Oh, that is David Coleman again, by the way, on the reception.
Wow.
William Jackson on the pass.
Oh, my goodness. We got to go to geometry class. The angles weren't good there, Coach.
They don't teach that in Palm Beach County School District. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I thought the guy had him. Watch the guy from behind. Like coming in after like it's a 30, 40-yard gain. Right here, coming up on the left side of your screen. Woo!
Yeah, I don't know what that
It's amazing. I think that's an underrated part of like football in general that doesn't get talked about a lot. How much did you teach? Like, did you get into that granular stuff in high school, Sully? Like the angles? Because I just think that's an underappreciated part of football.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you got to coach the angle and you got to use the sideline, like just squeeze him into the sideline, stay on the back hip. That's the main thing, is just staying on the back hip and squeeze him into the sideline.
Gosh,
you know?
I see that all the time, too. Like in college especially, I feel like I see it more. But I'm like, why wouldn't you use that boundary as your friend more? Like, you can't force a guy back inside. Don't overrun it to the boundary, right? I mean, that's like, oh, man.
Yeah, 100%. That's the extra guy, the boundary. You know what I mean? And just pin him in and run full speed. And, you know, I don't know. That's what makes you shake your head as the coach.
Yes, it does. We got big defensive play. That's like Camden County's all over these guys.
Yeah, they're handling some business. We can actually jump over to that game of the week, and it looks like West Nassau has got it now inside the 15.
Want to listen to these guys?
Yeah, let's pull up the audio full. Noah Schlicksup and Brody McGuff on the call.
Down to 38 seconds. Arnold looks to pass. Looking for the end zone. It is nearly intercepted. He was looking for Gay, and the pass was batted down by Jaden Wright.
Good coverage by Wright there. Ball was led way too inside for any receiver's liking, so receiver kind of had to play some defense there. Now bring up third and about 7.
You're seeing it, though. This West Nassau team, when they throw the ball, they take shots. Their average completion this year is 25 yards.
Just an unreal number.
3rd and 7 on the 13-yard line. Play action. Arnold around the first down marker. It's caught by Griffin. It looks like they're going to mark him about a yard shy.
4th and 2 for the Warriors.
25 seconds left on the clock.
He went out of bounds, so they've got some time here to draw up a play.
You just wonder, like, how worth it is it to run the ball between the tackles here? Is it worth it for you guys to do that? Because you get the first down and we'll stop the clock, but then it'll start rolling again once everybody's set.
They do have one timeout to use. And 25 seconds to work with. First things first, you got to get that first down. 3 lined up behind Arnold. Arnold hands to Freeman, runs it up the gut. Yulee says they stopped him. Waiting on the signal. Yes, they did. The second 4th down stand inside the red zone by the Yulee Hornets.
Yeah, and if Yulee wins this game,
yeah, I mean that'll turn a game right there. 2 stops inside the red zone for that Yulee defense, keeping West Nassau out of the end zone. They lead that 10-0 late in the first half. Big stop by the Hornets D.
Yeah, they tried to hit Colby Gay last week's committed to the uncommitted in the end zone for a touchdown. They don't throw very often, as you could tell from Noah and Brody, but they almost got there and just couldn't get there. And the 4th down stops, not enough credit given to 4th down stops, Coach. I mean, those are turnovers essentially.
Yeah, turnover, especially in the red zone. I mean, it could be it's a big swing. You don't get any points. They were in field goal range, so they could have kicked it, got 3, at least been a touchdown down. But then they don't get it right there. So good job. That's 2 tonight for the Yulee defense getting after it.
And that was right before halftime. So now they go into the half with a 2-score lead, and obviously Yulee pretty fired up. And as they should be. Still got about half of football to go, though. Again, that's our game of the week, our Whataburger game of the week. And you can listen to the entire thing, watch the entire thing on Action News Jack's Now stream, also on Action Sports Jack's YouTube. And we'll keep peeking into it as well here, along with these other games. Camden County in control. Oakleaf and Bolles. Bolles right now 21-6, just starting the second half. Nease St. Augustine just started the second half, 14-10 in favor of St. Augustine.
St. Augustine scored a touchdown late in that first half, and we can actually show it to you as they get set to start the second half of that big St. Johns County matchup. Remember, this one was an awesome game a year ago that went all the way down to the wire. And let's take a look at the touchdown as St. Augustine's Brenton James throws it up into traffic. And wow.
Is that Samari
Wingo? Yeah, of course it's Wingo.
Yeah.
Samari and Wingo through the traffic, pulls down that touchdown. What a big play for number 1 on the Yellow Jackets.
Coach, I know you had some stud wide receivers, but this area really has stud wide receivers right now that can make plays like that, right? You just kind of throw it up to these guys, and they can make the play. And look at Brenton James. He does it. It's kind of a Hail Mary. And I don't know how Samorian Wingo's the guy that comes down with that, but he did. And that's a huge swing in this game, down 10-7, now up 14-10.
Yeah, I mean, he just sort of gets it up high and lets Wingo go up and get it. That was, like you said, pretty much last play before the half. And, what's funny about this game, I remember, like, last year, like, Nease was down, like, 21 points, and then they came roaring back and forced overtime. Remember that? We had that last year.
Oh, man.
So I wonder if the second half it's going to really go crazy here.
Yeah, that put the Friday Night Zone Blitz on everybody's map, I think. As we watched that one in its entirety, we had everybody watching that game in the finish, and it was an incredible Nease win. Really was a signature win, in my opinion, of Colin Draft's. I'm sure he's got some others as well, and he would put others up there, but that thing was a crazy win. We think this is going to be a wild second half there, too. You would expect. All these guys, including yourself, picked Nease to win this game. Maybe give a little ammo to St. Aug, Coach.
By the way, one of the St. Augustine players, I think he DM'd Noah and said, why didn't Stewart make the picks? He would have believed in us because I picked him to beat Bolles a couple weeks ago. I thought that was awesome.
I was surprised you guys all went with Nease there.
I just thought defensively they would be able to, the way St. Augustine's played defensively the last couple of weeks, I just thought that, that they would just come out and do well. But I had to give Coach Braddock some bulletin board material.
I know. And that's kind of what it's all about. And we've been talking about this last couple of weeks. I mean, they really feed off it now. People feed off those kind of things and the picks and any chip you can get on your shoulder. Atlantic Coast is up big. That's the game on the bottom.
Yes.
Probably won't be up there for too long, so we'll keep an eye on that game, try to get some love to Atlantic Coast and Jackson, but it's a blowout in favor of the Stingrays.
By the way, if you come out to us here, I was curious how many people were going to be in the Camden County band, because they have over 100 guys on the football roster. I figured the band is going to be just as big, and there you have it.
We want to telestrate this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9, that's
So 72.
Yeah.
We'll add it
Double
up, plus
it.
the tuba players.
Probably.
We got 150 plus people out there in the band.
That's a big band. There it is right there. You know what? I'm just going to call it. We're going to make this our band of the week tonight on the Friday Night Blitz. So stay tuned for that. And then you'll see it next week at 11 o'clock, as we like to do between shows from 11 to 11:15. That's the band time.
Yes, moms and dads, grandparents,
yeah.
whatever. If your kids are in the band, we try to mix it up between the schools, get as many as we can. And like Stuart mentioned, 11 to 11:15 in this 4-hour extravaganza. Outside the highlights, we give that 15 minutes to the bands, which are a big part of high school football, right? And cool to hear them. That's pretty amazing. That's a big band.
Sully, did you often have to deal with any players who also played on the band? I know that happens sometimes in some of the smaller schools. Was that ever something that you dealt with, where a player had to go play in a halftime performance?
Yeah, I think one year we had one. I think it was one of our linemen played like not tuba, but like one of them drums or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. We're going to make the adjustment with or without you. You're not that, So it's not a big deal. I think it's, you want them to be involved and help everybody. It shows you support all the other programs too. So I think it's great.
Chase Bogle, Devin Wentley, the two players there, 4 and 11 for Nease in the backfield with that big stop. It looked like St. Augustine, and I'm assuming James lost the ball for a moment there, but was able to get it back.
How many Bogles are there?
Well, I know they're brothers, and I know that they're it's 2 now, right? 3 now.
Well, that's at least
that's
2.
3 we've had?
That's at least 2, and maybe this is the same one where he was playing as a freshman or a sophomore. That I lose my time and place so often in high school football. But
yeah, Ben was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Really boggles your mind.
And boggles your mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, repeat it. Say it out loud.
I can always count on Coach to pump me up, and
I love it.
Yeah, Coach loves it.
He said, if I get too close to him, I want to punch him in the face.
We got a big studio here at Action Sports Jacks. Plenty of room.
And it won't be caught on camera because we have all the games.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, nice pickup there.
Wow, that's
Let's
a nice
see.
throw and catch.
Still short of the sticks as Trendell Anderson pulls it in there from Brenton James. St. Augustine leading 14-10, but I believe that was 3rd and long, and it looks like we're going to bring out the punt team for the Yellow Jackets. So Nease will get its first possession of the second half and a chance to perhaps take the lead.
I set the over-under on this game, Coach, at 125. Why is it 14-10 in the second half?
Just like what we expect a shootout, and we don't get one.
Yeah, like, why would that be, though? And there's no way they're playing conservatively on offense, right? I mean, just buckled down defense, good week of practice. What do you think?
Yeah, and coming out of the halftime, you think it'll be the run game. I think St. Augustine trying to slow it down a little bit, run the ball a little bit more. I'll be curious to see what Nease does when they get the ball back the first time in the second half here.
Jump over to the Oakleaf game here, and really best seats in the house.
We're going to give a shout out to these guys.
Yeah, Clay County firefighters there.
I just love that. They have that out Fletcher. I've been to baseball games, and they'll stop by and they'll just have a couple moments to watch a little ball.
Yeah, you always see that spot at Oakleaf. They're on kind of the northeast corner of the field. That's where they pull into.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Ready to do some work, but also ready to watch some ball.
Yeah, watch some ball.
Right, and hope they don't need them out there on the field.
Correct.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, right now.
Oh, double pass. Going deep, wide open.
Oh,
Oh, that is Braden Felder pulling it in from Tyshawn Ford. The trick play. Into the bag of tricks goes Coach Colin Drafts. And that, did you see the confetti?
Did we do that effect? Is that a new effect for us?
Yes, it's like the iPhone effect. You hold your hand up in a certain way.
That was awesome.
As Nease jumps ahead 16-14, extra
Nice
point
ball,
pending.
too.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Good throw
Right,
by
good catch by you.
Tyshawn Ford, the wide
Catch
receiver.
back there, Brian. Good catch. Stewart sure saw the double pass coming. And 17-14 lead with an extra point here momentarily. Good stuff. All right, maybe we will get some points
I
in
like
this
it.
one.
They heard you. They
I
heard you,
told you,
Brent.
Colin, they'd come out and draw it up, Brent, the second half. Get after it.
Get after it here. We'll see if we go back and forth in this football game. Hey, with that one on a break, we've got, let's see, we've got halftime. We'll get you back out to Bolles and Oakleaf in just a moment. How about we take a break, quick little break, and if we want to go picture-in-picture here, we can, or we just get a timeout in, as now Nease leads at 17-14 over St. Augustine early in the second half. We're going to have a ton of that action the rest of the way. Action from 5 different games, 2 of them in halftime. These games are going to go long tonight. We got a feeling about that. Plus, we'll give you an update on the scoreboard around the area with the games we're not watching right now. Friday Night Blitz, 10:30. Which is going to be streaming as well, and 11:15. Action-packed reaction as well. Coach Sully with us, committed to the uncommitted, presented by Nimnik Buick GMC, is on the way still before 10 o'clock, and much more to come, of course, with all these games. And our Friday night coverage takes you until midnight each and every Friday. Here we are in week number 5. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt. And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, IMG Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com. I was over there at Baker Sports' new facility yesterday, Coach Sully. I'm going to start doing all my shows from there. We might someday just do our show, Friday Night Zone Blitz, from their new headquarters. Fantastic place. Yeah, you got to live there. It was pretty good. Hey, back here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz, Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber, Coach Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Famer. Let's take St. Augustine. They're in, close to the red zone. They just had a big play. Back and forth we go on this St. Augustine-Nease game. Starting to turn into what we expected it to be.
Yep.
17-14. Nease just took the lead on a double pass play. And now I just during the commercial break saw a big play for St. Aug to get him in this situation. First down about the 25-yard line of Nease. So now we might get the shootout that we kind of expected. Almost a nice defensive play there. And Brenton James making things happen for St. Augustine. The Yellow Jackets, Sully, have so many weapons, don't they?
Yeah, and I tell you what, James is really like being a first-year starter down here and everything, and just being the backup has really impressed me. He doesn't look, he's like 6'4", 165 pounds, but he's so much stronger than he doesn't look like he's that strong and be able to break the tackles. And he's a lot faster than I thought. Now that we've watched him the last couple of weeks, really impressed with him.
Who's this game mean more to right now? Do you think where they are in the season? And, how they're playing. I mean, can you pick one? I mean, both of them are undefeated and obviously off to really nice starts. St. Aug got the big win over Bolles. Nease has surprised some people with the way they've looked, coming off having to replace some of that offense. Do you feel like one team has a little bit more to gain in this game than the other?
No, I don't think so. I think that St. Augustine will want to come up and exert their dominance over the county, which they lost that last year. So they got a little bit of that added this year. And with Nease, I mean, it's just they go a few holds next after this one. I mean, they're in their pretty tough stretch right here, their games here, and they've played some good people through. So I think St. Augustine probably has a lot more to gain to stay on track.
Yeah, people remember a little history here, even before I got to town, which was 2008. I mean, Tim Tebow beat just about everybody at Nease. He never beat St. Augustine in 4 years against the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets have that kind of dominance over a lot of teams in the area. Remember the Bartram-St. Augustine rivalry forever. Bartram couldn't beat them. And so for Nease to win last year, not to say like they had this crazy record. We got a touchdown. Oh, no, and maybe a pick. Drop ball and a pick in the end zone. And now Nease is going to run it out. And look out if you don't get him down early. They do. Let me figure out who that is. That is Cash Colbo, up for one of the best names of the day, Cash Colbo. He's a junior wide receiver. Sully, the ball just in and out of the hands of a St. Augustine receiver. That's a touchdown. What a swing right there with Nease leading this football game. And now you erase 7 points and you give it back to Nease. They have a chance to take a 2-score lead.
Yeah, that was sort of just a freak dance. Like he sort of handcuffed himself and like pushed the ball right to the safety right there. Really heads up play by the safety, and he ran it out, worked out good. So you can tell one thing that he's been coached, because a lot of times on interceptions we used to coach our guys to take it up the near sideline, so all your blockers knew where you were going to take the ball, and that's what he did right there. Really got a good job getting out there, Yeah, nice job, nice play.
So a big mistake right there. Now we see the Bolles school up in the top left. They're in the red zone, up 21-6. Oakleaf needs a stop. Instead, it might be a drop. Good try over there, I think, by Burrows, it looks like, to keep his feet in, but couldn't hang on to the football. Oakleaf just trying to hang in this game down 21-6 right now, so we'll keep an eye on that. Good play by the defense of St. Augustine. That was a big hit. That says a little rivalry right there by St. Aug. On that particular play was Markel Elmore with some physicality around midfield. Bottom of your screen, Jackson and Atlantic Coast. Atlantic Coast is winning big. Stingray's going to get the W, so you're just keeping an eye on the second half. It's been somewhat uneventful here in the second half of this one, but we got plenty of events happening in the top two. And we've got two other games that are right now at halftime, getting ready to start in a short time. Camden County up big at home, and Yulee in our game of the week against West Nassau up 10-0 as they're getting ready to begin the third quarter. But plenty to watch right here, and that includes Nease right around midfield and trying to get a first down. on third down. They got certainly looked pretty close to the marker, and they did get the first down. So they'll keep that drive going across midfield after a huge interception. If you just joined us, just have it moments ago. And let's hold off on, we might have a couple of these highlights in this game, actually, that we haven't got to yet. But we'll hold off and just see where this play goes. And then maybe right after this play, Brian, take a look at that interception again, because this could be a big turn in the game. We thought we were about to go back and forth, and St. Aug was going to answer. And now Nease picks him off in the end zone, and with a 3-point lead has a chance to add more to it. But here's the defense, and there's a big play by St. Augustine's defense. That is number 17, Mason Bean, with a huge play right there for the Yellow Jackets to push Nease back. Let's take a look at the interception that we saw just a moment ago. Once again, this is Cash Colbo in Nease, number 2. What? I mean, that's a touchdown waiting to happen, and it lands right in Cash's hands. And there he goes for like a 40-yard return. So a huge, huge play. And these are the kind of games, right? I mean, we watch it on Saturdays and Sundays, too. Sully, those are the games that swing plays, swing games.
Yeah. Yeah, just like it looked like he sort of jumped and like just sort of bobbled the ball out of his hands. And the safety was there right there. Cash, right? That's the young man's name?
Yeah, Cash Colbow, Kolbow. I kind of like the name. Good one.
Yeah, man. That's a wild play right there.
I think we're getting set for a field goal in the Bolles game. I think Oakleaf held them to a field goal. So that's up in the top, the top left. So here it is, up, and looks like they're celebrating it, so it must be good. So that will make it 24-6 in favor of the Bolles School over Oakleaf. Oakleaf's got to get going now in the second half. Still midway through the third quarter, I would suggest. Yeah, about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. So they've got to get rocking and rolling. Bottom of the screen, Jackson and Atlantic Coast. Top of your screen right now, full screen. Nease looking for a first down on third and about 3, and they don't get it. So now they're going to go for it on fourth, and it's really about 2.5. Interesting, they threw it there, couldn't connect. And I think we probably have a water break in that football game right now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard while we got a little break, if we can. Thanks, Brian. Fletcher all over Sandalwood. Episcopal over Kipbold City. There's that Yulee West Nassau game. That is our game of the week. Bolles just added 3, so it's 24-6. Creekside was up 17-7. Now 20-17 over Winter Park. Trying to get 2 in a row, maybe build something off that Bartram Trail win.
Right.
We keep the Nease score up. That's what it is right now. Big 4th and 3 coming up. We'll show it to you in a moment after the water break. Santa Fe over Ferndina Beach. Ferndina Beach undefeated, down 20-14. Ed White looking good over Terry Parker. Columbia and Trinity Christian. Thought that would be a good one. Columbia looking good, 20-6. Trinity Christian might drop their 4th game of the season, which is pretty wild. Palatka and Nature Coast, that's a back-and-forth affair. Middleburg over Ridgeview, 51-10. We'll show you some of that one a little bit later on the Friday Night Blitz. We're showing you Camden. Bradford has the lead, 6-0. Glenn, 35-7. Keystone Heights losing to an out-of-town team. And Brunswick up 21-0 at half, along with Fort White looking good here on this Friday night. Providence down to Pensacola Catholic, by the way. And I was at Ribault. That game, 20-7 over Riverside. Impressive showing so far for Ribault. Here's a 4th and 2.5. 17-14. Nease in the lead in the third quarter. Right after the water break, they're going for it on 4th, and they're going for it. Off the hands. Heck of a throw. They got really aggressive there, Coach Sully, on 3rd and 4th down. Passing it on both downs. Going over the middle for not a huge gain, but maybe a lower percentage play. And then they go deep on that, and St. Augustine gets off the field. So a massive defensive stop, which was highlighted by a sack earlier in that series for St. Aug.
And both those balls, the 3rd down and the 4th down, both of those were catchable balls, too. So they just got to make the 3rd down for sure. 4th down was a little tougher. The kid made a nice play on it, but that's how it goes. And Coach is being aggressive. He said he was going to be aggressive.
He is aggressive there. Yeah, I never fully I look at passing the football specifically in high school as a lower percentage play, right? Especially 130 yards down the field. So they obviously see a mismatch, right? Maybe surprise them a little bit because everybody's jammed in, protecting against the 3 yards in the first down. So I kind of get the thinking. But you certainly bring your percentages down because it can go off the receiver's hands like it did.
Yeah, definitely. And again, they've been doing pretty well, but St. Augustine had a little momentum. So that interception hurt them as far as getting points. But them bowing up right there is really good for them.
Yeah, huge. I mean, that's obviously a big deal. St. Aug now down 3 instead of what could have been maybe a drive to make it a 2-score game. Now we're right back in the middle of things like nothing just happened. And St. Aug has the football. We'll see what they can do with it. They are in the white, by the way. Brenton James, the quarterback. Obviously an empty set with 5 wide receivers. Marched right down the field a moment ago. We got a helmet flying off, and I don't see a penalty. Something happened. Something happened there. Meanwhile, you take 4 games right now. We look at the top left. We're just getting back to second half action in our game of the week. That's Yulee up on West Nassau 10-0. Oakleaf and Bolles in the top right, and Bolles is in control 24-6. Bottom left is the game that we were just paying attention to closely, and we continue to do. Nease and St. Augustine. Nease up 17-14. And then bottom right, and going into the fourth quarter now, and Jackson with a chance to get on the board. They're down 33-0, and now inside the 10. So Jackson hanging around, and not really in the game hanging around, but still fighting and trying to get on the scoreboard and see if they can cash this in here in the fourth quarter to at least erase the shutout against Atlantic Coast. This will be a nice win for Atlantic Coast. Step Durham's doing a nice job over there. I think you can see some things bubbling and brewing, and maybe baby steps, Sully.
Yeah, and I actually talked to him on Thursday, and they're getting a couple kids back. They've lost a couple linemen early in the year, one in camp, and they're getting them back. I believe they got one back tonight, and I think they get the other one back to next week. And they'll have almost be at full force with the defensive line, offensive line guys. So, it's them in Creekside for the district championship coming up in a couple of weeks, too. So they still got a chance to win the district, too.
All right, ball just went on the ground there, and I think as Jackson's trying to go in, they're not going to be able to because the ball got loose inside the 5, and it looks like Atlantic Coast has it. And yes, they do. Atlantic Coast, that's number 9, who is not on our roster. Congratulations, number 9. He must have changed his number. That means he doesn't get a mention during the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Sorry, Coach.
I don't know.
Not your fault, Sully.
No, I know.
Emails, sweber@actionnewsjacks.com.
If you have any complaints.
Oakleaf. Oakleaf was running backwards. Almost a ball recovered by Bolles, and now Oakleaf recovers it. We got a bunch of stuff going on in that game. Looks like maybe Oakleaf a bit overmatched against Bolles. Oh, there you go, Jaden.
Photographer down there.
Nice job, Hammy.
There you go.
Jaden Cross. There we go. We give him some love.
You got the Cush cam out there on the Atlantic Coast tonight?
Yeah, Jason Hamby's out there for us. Cush might be doing some work with school on their home games. I'm not sure exactly, but I think he probably is. Oh, that's a little jump ball and a nice catch by Yulee. Did they get it in bounds? I think they're coming back. So good effort. Good effort by Yulee there. That would be number 19 for him. And Donovan Attaway. Attaboy. Good try.
There you go.
Attaway.
But it was incomplete.
Oh, well.
Sorry. It looked good. All right. Meanwhile, I feel like Nease and St. Augustine have just been like playing a 10-yard football game right around the 50-yard line. Like they're not going anywhere. Each have had the ball right about the same spot over the last 5, 6, 7 minutes. Now we got all 5 games up, though. Camden County has started the second half. Game of the week up top left. Top right, Bolles at Oakleaf. Bolles winning. St. Aug going for a long ball with Brenton James. Up for grabs for Samori Wingo. That's some good defense by the Nease High School Panthers. Heck of a play in a tough matchup. Not easy to match up with Mr. Wingo. But Nease did a nice job of it there. Try to get his number. Nease has the uniforms on. It's tough to see the numbers. Especially if you're getting older. And Jackson and Atlantic Coast on the bottom right. These are the 5 games we're showing. Atlantic Coast about to win big. Should ate my carrots. Nice play. That was stride for stride against Wingo there, Coach.
Yeah, really good job. And the DB played it well, got up underneath him and put himself between the quarterback and the ball. and knock that thing away.
Here's Brenton James on the run now. That bottom left game we continue to keep an eye on, right around a first down marker for St. Augustine as they look to keep this drive alive, and they will. That's a first down and a good run play as he looks pretty controlled on that offense under Brian Braddock.
And Brian, just as a heads up back there directing, we're going to release Hamby, so he's going to head down and go grab some post-game sound with Steph Durham, one of Coach Sullivan's former players.
That's right. Put him on the disciple tree.
That's right. The Sullivan coaching tree.
Yeah, that runs pretty. That's a big tree.
There's a few guys still around. Yeah, it'll get them to 3 back to, I believe they'll be 3-2 now, Atlantic Coast.
That's pretty good. And one of those losses, what, against Mandarin?
Mandarin.
Let me take a look at that. That's a good.
Mandarin or Fletcher.
Yep, those are the two. Mandarin and Fletcher. They've beaten Parker and Sandalwood, and now Andrew Jackson. Then another gateway opponent next week in Ed White. So 2 weeks from now after the bye against Ed White. So
that'll be a big one.
They go Ed White, Creekside, Nease, Sewanee, Rains for the next 5.
Woo. Those will be some good ones.
Those are some challenges.
And yeah, he's hoping, like you said, to have all those guys back after the bye week. And the really one is Creekside is the one they've got to get.
Yeah. Correct. That'll be the big one. What was going on in the top right? Camden and Palm Bay.
Royal Palm Beach.
Royal Palm Beach. That's a bad snap on the punt.
Yeah, that thing was. That was
like a rugby scrum.
Bottom right, St. Aug and Nease. And bottom left, Oakleaf and Bolles. Oakleaf just trying to make something happen. West Nassau now has the football and looks like in pretty good territory against Yulee. That game's just 10-0, but it's kind of been Yulee because of 2 defensive stops in the game. That's why it's 10-0 still. So we'll see if West Nassau can finally cash in. It's a nice little run because it looked like it was stuffed. And they are now inside the 30-yard line of Yulee. But again, they've been inside the 10-yard line or 15 twice and stymied on 4th down. That's the difference in the football game. Good pressure by Nease. We're seeing, it's interesting about this Nease-St. Augustine game. We see a good defensive play, like once every 3, 4, 5 plays, but it really makes a difference. And that's what we're getting right now.
And it's always seemed to be a negative play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good, boy, I bet they got a big old crowd down there, too, St. Augustine. And with that Nease over at Nease, I would say. I bet that was a pretty good crowd tonight, too. Yeah. There's probably some really good crowds tonight in these games.
Yeah, we just got like a social media post, and it said, how about we run a story about Nease limiting St. Augustine ticket sales?
Okay.
I don't know.
Can you talking about that?
Yeah. Can you do that? Like, what's actually like the method there?
Kind of sounds like they did.
Well, you're supposed to be able to just open up the GoFan and, let them get on and say, all right, we're going to give you 100, 500 tickets before the game starts or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can do that. And so maybe that's what they did.
Yeah, that's
maybe that's what they limited him a little bit that way.
We don't want to start that. We don't want to start that rumor, but that's what somebody suggested that happened.
No, I tell you, we're gonna put as many in as we can. We're not closing the gate for anybody.
That's a good point. That's the way most athletic directors do think, right?
Right. Oh heck yeah.
All right, here's Brenton James to, I'm guessing, Wingo, and there it is, into the end zone. So they got Wingo the football. He broke through to inside the 10, and now one-on-one matchup with Wingo, and got in the score. So now St. Augustine has the lead. There's the back and forth, a third quarter that saw Nease take the lead on a double pass, and now St. Augustine bounces back late in the third. We're under a minute to go, and they also denied St. Aug with an interception in the end zone a short time ago. So we got the football game we thought we were going to get. Extra point pending, 20-17 in favor of St. Augustine. Camden County just got in the end zone again. They are routing Palm Beach. Now 30. Yeah, whatever. Palm Beach. I don't think they're Royal anything. They have 0 points.
There's a Palm Beach Central. There's Royal Palm Beach. There's a few different Palm Beaches
down
there.
Yeah, I know. He cares about it. I don't.
there's probably slates.
They're not going to be emailing you.
No, they're probably not.
Oh no, West Nassau ball on the ground, and Yulee's done it again.
Oh, no way.
And it's Hornet football. Jason Brown comes away with it.
Jason Brown, a sophomore, with that recovery.
By the way, I think Jason Brown stopped him on 4th down the last time. I'm not sure about the first stop, but I'm pretty sure he stopped him this last 4th down, and now he just recovered a fumble. Man, this is a West Nassau team right now. If you're the coaching staff, you're like 3 times we've had the ball inside the 10 and can't score.
Yes. Shooting themselves in the foot. It's 4th down, the fumble. Right there, just on a bad handoff on a little buck. It looked like buck sweep to me. So, yeah, just not a very good handoff.
Yeah, right. That'll make you scratch your head.
One of those nights.
Well, one of those nights, but they're still in it, too. That's the thing.
Yep.
I mean, now they got to get a defensive stop here and keep Yulee deep down this territory, get some good field position, because I'll tell you this, it does look like West Nassau is moving the football, Sully.
Right.
They can kind of get it down there. They just got to capitalize once they're down there.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Let's see what else we got cooking here. Camden about to kick off again. Bolles and Oakleaf. I feel like Oakleaf's had the ball a lot every time I look up, but they're really not getting closer to the end zone. Down 24-6. Royal Palm Beach with a big return.
Go Cats. I picked the Wildcats going into this one. I had a good feeling the Wildcats would win.
Yes, that's a good call.
As both the
Safe play.
Billy Shannon on the return.
Let's keep an eye on this Yulee top left for a moment. Then we're going to get to St. Augustine touchdown to take the lead.
That's a good way to get out of your own shadow.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're mixing the quarterbacks. I know they've played 2 tonight, but we've seen Vasquez run it in for a touchdown. He ran it right there, and I think they are mixing it up when kind of based on the situation. Looks like Vasquez, well, he's going back out there right now, so interesting.
Right up the middle, found a gap.
So they get off their own doorstep. That's a pretty big deal.
Or is that the return? Okay, kickoff return.
Yeah, kickoff return for St. Aug. Let's take a look at the St. Aug touchdown that put them on top. It's Brenton James to Samorian Wingo, down 17-14, and just a simple slant play. Do whatever you can, Sullivan, to get that Samorian Wingo, your guy, one-on-one with anybody, right?
Yeah, and I think that they've been in empty a lot this second half, and I think that really stretches Nease out, and they've got to sort of man him up. It's not like they can play a guy in front and a guy over the top when they're in empty, because they just don't have enough guys. And then you've got the threat of James to run and everything, and he's getting no pass rush, sitting up, taking it, and just putting it on the money. And that's a good job by Coach Braddock and them of getting in empty and really spreading them out.
You saw Fareed Coleman, big pickup there for Oakleaf in the black, bottom left of your screen. They are down 24-6, so need to score and score in a hurry. They go right back to Coleman into the pile. They're inside the 5, but still short of the end zone. As mentioned, the Knights need some scores and need them quick here in order to get back in this game at home against the Bolles Bulldogs. Oakleaf, as mentioned, another one of those teams coming into the night undefeated with that great record, and Bolles has certainly proven that they have the ability to hang with anybody in this area. Let's take that full again if you don't mind. And here's another handoff and into the backfield and stopped. That is number 44, Brett Bearden for the Bolles Bulldogs, who are resilient and don't want to allow their shot, or sorry, they got 6 points. They don't want Oakleaf to get any closer in this one. And Coach Bolles is talented from just about every single position, as Oakleaf's trying to take its cracks. And look, they need touchdowns at this point, down by 18.
Yeah, most definitely. It'll be 4-down territory down here for Coach Floyd and Oakleaf. And, hats off to Bolles. I mean, Oakleaf's been explosive offensively this whole year, and they're doing a really nice job.
They tried the pass there to Trace Burney in the end zone, incomplete. However, flags do fly. It looks like pass interference in the end zone. So we'll see where they eventually put the ball. Yes, indeed, pass interference on the defense. Still 3rd down, not an automatic 1st down in the high school game, as you kind of jump back into the 4 box and see Nease going through the air. picking up chunks and working their way back towards midfield. Now trailing once again against St. Augustine. What a game that has been, certainly. Top right, Camden County in control against Royal Palm Beach, against the Wildcats of Royal Palm Beach. Top left, game of the week. Yulee up 10-0 on West Nassau with yet another red zone stop. Let's go back down to Clay County and the Oakleaf Knights. Quarterback Jack McKissick has Fareed Coleman, senior athlete, in the backfield with him. Both of those guys seniors. Here's McKissick, hands it off again to Coleman, going up the middle, trying to find space. But another stop for Bolles short of the end zone. Pick up some yardage, but it is D'Angelo Ford Jr. as well as Chance Fauchot. Fauchot? Like Fauchot? Is that really? Fauchot with the stop there for the Bulldogs. As we mentioned, 24-6 right now, Bulldogs in this game. So still in control, but an Oakleaf touchdown gets them at least a little bit closer in this one. So keeping an eye on it. By the way, might have had a turnover there for St. Augustine, waiting to see a final call. The Jackets players were certainly signaling it, but that doesn't always mean anything. Here's back to Oakleaf. McKissick wants to pass it, but being hounded by the Dogs. As the big sack comes from Thomas Green. You saw the pressure on the other end from Asher Giddo. Pretty sure I got that right. Who's another one of those talented sophomores in our area. He's in the top 10 nationally. Now, was that a fourth down play? Because it looks like, yeah, that was a fourth down play. So McKissick had to throw it, had to complete it, and big turnover on downs for the Bulldogs as Asher Giddo forces the pressure. Thomas Green able to get the sack and the turnover. So that remains a 24-6 game. Likely Bolles in command there. I believe that's in the fourth quarter of that one. So we'll keep an eye on that. And Coach, we talk a lot about Bryson Wright, obviously the #1 sophomore in the entire country. Giddo's a top 10 guy as well when they came out with those 2028 rankings just a few short weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a big, good-looking youngin' now, and he's only going to get better, like you said, as a sophomore. But he's a big physical kid inside, and he'll end up they play him more on the edge. And I think at the next level, he'll be more of an inside guy. He's going to get a little wider, a little bit thicker inside, and be a pretty good movement nose guard type of 3 technique.
All right, so bottom right, St. Augustine throwing over the middle, incomplete, but the Jackets have got the ball back. So Nease either turned it over or went over on downs. Didn't quite see. Was watching the other game. We'll get you a highlight on that one in just a second, actually. We got the replay coming up shortly for that one. But St. Augustine, regardless, takes back over. Big play for the Yellow Jackets, already leading and getting the ball back, and now at the Nease 35 and moving forward. So keep an eye on that. Top left, Yulee and West Nassau in our game of the week. Still 10-0 in that one. Here's St. Augustine. James. Ooh. That pass deflected, falls harmlessly to the turf. Fortunately for the Yellow Jacket faithful. Loose ball. Royal Palm Beach gets back on it, and down he goes. A little comedy of errors on that play. Bounces off a teammate, ball flies into the air. But able to get back onto it.
Good news, the pizza has arrived.
Hey!
Donato's Pizza's here.
All right. Good news, is that? Yeah. That's why...
I might have had a piece.
Had a baby. Love that.
Have to chase one down.
I approve of that message. All right, so here's James up the middle. Able to get a good chunk of yardage. He'll set up, I believe, 3rd and 5 coming up now for the Yellow Jackets at the 25-yard line of Nease. Remember, they just scored to retake the lead. Did the Jackets over Nease. A chance to make it a 2-score game here if they're able to get it to the end zone.
That's huge possession.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, they got a turnover, Brent.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys, and so the turnover on downs, was it, or a turnover?
I think it was a turnover.
Okay.
We got the replays cooking for us. They're cooking.
Oh, boy. Down here.
Oh, boy.
Who got to it first, and St. Augustine does. Look at Colin Drafts trying to fire up the crowd a little bit. And that was the 3rd down play. So it takes them out of field goal range, if they were in field goal range. All the way back, they go to the 37. And actually, that might have been a 4th down play because the chains
was 4th down.
Yeah, that was 4th down.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, that was 4th and 5.
All right, so huge play then. And so Nease able to overcome that turnover and get the ball right back.
Can't believe the defense we've seen in the game has really been impressive.
Yeah. Yulee just methodically took over at the 5-yard line, and they just eating up clock and just getting first down.
Yeah, I ate 3 pieces of pizza between the last first down. That doesn't bode well for West Nassau.
No,
We're run out of time.
I think that was a 4th and goal there for Royal Palm Beach, and they're going to turn the ball back over on downs to Camden, who's in control. We got Bolles, bottom left. Jaden Weatherly going deep. Caught. And inside the 25. Huge pickup for Bolles, as that is Naeem Burrows, the dream, pulling it in.
Number 1's a good number to be wearing these days, huh?
Yes.
Did they all coordinate it?
Generally, I think number 1 tends to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's usually a good player, not no slapper.
All right, after this next Nease play, we'll take a look and see how that previous drive ended for the Panthers. It's huge sack there. That's going to be a huge yardage sack, by the way, for St. Augustine, and all the teammates celebrating. I think Maddox Lehman was the last guy to get to it. But let's take a look at that most recent turnover from Nease, and it was bad snap, and just never fully recovered. The ball gets down on the turf, and yeah, you see those dirty white jerseys getting in there.
Heck of a play by 34 there to get the ball loose, because it looked like
that's Robert Haney with the play.
Yeah, that was a big
So
play.
eventually they did point it towards St. Augustine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the loose snap.
Everybody point.
Hasn't been raining down there, has it? They got some dirty jerseys down there for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's been raining.
Hard to say.
I kind of saw that somewhere else too. I thought I saw it maybe like Oakleaf looked a little muddy there.
It wasn't raining when we were out there.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, he could have got a shower. Who knows?
Possible.
Parts down. But Coach, it's interesting to watch like Brenton James on that. Credit to the defense, by the way. I'm not saying the younger quarterbacks or the more inexperienced quarterbacks could do a lot with what's going on, but it does seem like as the heat continues from the defensive pressure, we're seeing a couple of quarterbacks that haven't been in this situation, right? So, I mean, that's going to show up in some spots, and you got to be careful you're not making mistakes in that spot.
Yeah, and both of them on both sides. I mean, on the bad snap, just fall on the ball. I'll try to pick it up in the back there and make something happen. And, James has got to move around a little bit more. He seems to be in certain situations, what they're calling. I think he's got a great feel offensively what they're doing, but he's just got to get a little bit more urgency, especially on that 4th down play.
But I tell you, you're right. I mean, this drive by Yulee, they're putting together too in our game of the week. That's a heck of a drive coming off that goal line. I mean, they've had the ball forever there. And West Nassau already down 10-0. They just don't have a lot of firepower, explosive firepower from a passing game situation. So the clock does become an issue at some point. You see Bolles trying to go in here again, and then good defense by Oakleaf. Oakleaf's still battling. How good do you think Oakleaf is, Coach? It's hard for me to tell so far through the first month of the year. I think they're pretty good. I just don't know how good they are.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. I think they got a chance to make a little bit of a deep run, and I think they got good line play, especially defensive. They're going to keep playing and keep fighting, and they're pretty good skill kid. And I think tonight's been such a good test. It'll be such a good learning experience for them, and keep them back and keep them fighting, because they had the big win against Hawthorne last week, which is a good win for them. But they'll just keep fighting and keep playing. Those kids are going to play hard.
We got stoppage of play just about every year right now. Camden County trying to roll out this win over Royal Palm Beach. Wildcats and Cats. And the Wildcats from Georgia are looking good, and they have been. They're really playing some pretty good football. They kind of trip over themselves, and right as I say that, they just throw the football to the other team.
You did that.
I mean, they literally just dropped the ball on the turf to the other team. There was a lot going on with that play. They tripped right out of the gates and then stumbled with the ball too. So a big play by Royal Palm Beach, but that game's not close. Camden County is winning.
By the way, Brian, if we have a lull and you want to bring up some more highlights from lower in the show, we got HSFB UC Impact. We can check out a little University Christian Impact Christian game that I went to earlier this evening over at Fort Family Park, the new football turf that they've set up down there. Pretty good stuff to be able to check out UC and IC. Here you go. Let's check out the highlights, shall we? Impact Christian 3-0 to start the year, but this is a step up in competition, right? Lions had the ball, defense swarming. Jadarius Thomas corrals the QB. Zion Davis knocks it loose. UC recovers. They hand it to Donovan Moss up the middle. He goes, takes it in for the touchdown, 7-0 early for University Christian. But how about the Lions? They look to answer. Here's a big pickup. Andrew Wright Jr. going long. Rashawn Clark on the receiving end. Gets him all the way down inside the red zone, but then right on the doorstep, a mistake and another turnover. This is a pick from Amari Mack for University Christian. Now last check, 20-0. UC in command of that one against Impact Christian.
Well, there you go. And then at the bottom here, we've got St. Augustine Nease, and that's the game we're really keeping our eye on. Nease benefiting from, I think, a penalty to get deeper into St. Aug territory after they had been sacked. And now they're driving and trying to take the lead again, down 21-17. Over the middle they go, and a nice connection, big hit. But there's Felder again. He's been awesome all year.
Had to thread the needle between 5 Yellow Jacket defenders, 5 white jerseys, all around number 6. Beautifully placed ball there to thread the defenders. Gets him inside the 5.
So here we go, 21-17 game, fourth quarter, and back and forth.
As expected. As anticipated. We love it when a game
very entertaining.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll show you every play of this one. That's what we do on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Even while some of our other games may be heading toward a little bit of a blowout, we get a good one. And now Pfeiffer, that was a good play call, but a nice job by the defense of St. Aug. I thought they got beat on it early, and then they recovered really well. That was 18 and 21. Maddox Lehman and Daron Jenkins both did a nice job to not get fooled. I thought it was a pretty good play call, Sully. Had a little boom going on, but they weren't fooled.
No, they did a good job staying home, and the quarterback made a nice job. He lost the handle on it, but I think he was down. He was trying to reach it, put it over the goal line, and I think he just skipped it short. But, yeah, really good job by the guys up top.
A little delayed reaction there, but the hands are up. That's a touchdown for Nease on the short run, and the Panthers retake the lead. We were waiting there for a little while.
Had a little scrum, and they got it, and they pushed the pile enough. So on the way to being 24-21, perhaps.
That ICUC game, I saw a penalty for pushing the running back, pushing the pile. They called the penalty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't do that in high school.
You can't do that in high school.
Yeah.
Stop watching the Eagles play.
No tush push, that's right. Extra point is up, and it is good. So with 5:55 remaining, Nease leads 24-21, a 3-point game halfway through the fourth quarter.
Wow. Talking about this might be the last possession, Sully, right, for St. Aug?
What's the score? How much time?
5.5 minutes. Yeah, 5.5 minutes. You don't know. Just the way Nease can move the football, but this is a money possession coming up. They maybe can squeak out one more possession. But it's a big deal, obviously, on this drive.
Say that, a solid gain on second down of about 6 yards.
Yeah, I think that it'll be 4 down territory for them right there.
No, they mark him a yard shot.
Now we're taking a look at West Nassau and Yulee, and West Nassau trying to move the ball. Finally, that drive ended for Yulee. But I think we're into the fourth quarter.
Clock.
Yeah, fourth quarter now for West Nassau. West Nassau, the story here is they're down 10-0. But they actually got denied inside the 15 twice on 4th down and short, and they fumbled the ball inside the 5. Right. So it's been a close game, kind of a rock'em sock'em kind of game, and really played the West Nassau style of play. But Yulee's done a heck of a job coming up with the big moments, and they obviously scored 10 points too. And right now lead at 10-0 into the fourth quarter. So West Nassau doesn't look in a hurry. I think this is early fourth, but they do have to do something with this drive. They got to
get points on this drive. 100% got to get points, West Nassau.
We also have Camden County. They're up big. The game we're really keeping an eye on, along with our Game of the Week, which you can watch the Game of the Week in its entirety on YouTube with Noah and Brody. You can also watch on ActionNewsJax.com, Action News Jax Now, if you want to just watch that game. But we're showing you all the different games. Oh, is that going to be a pick? Oh, heck of a batted ball that ends up into an interception for Royal Palm Beach, unless they're calling it incomplete. That was a heck of a play. That ball got batted around. Looked like an interception, but they call it that it hit the turf and incomplete. So over here, we're keeping an eye on a few games, giving you scores. We'll have Committed to the Uncommitted coming up in just a moment as well, as we take you until roughly about 10 o'clock here in our Action News Jax studios before Action News Jax at 10, which will also stream on Action News Jax Now. But we'll take you up there, and then we've got the Friday Night Blitz at 10:30 streaming. 11 o'clock our bands, 11:15 another edition of the Friday Night Blitz. Then we'll put it all in a bow and recap the whole night around 11:35 up until midnight. We do this every Friday on the Action Sports Jax platforms, from Facebook to YouTube to Twitter to Twitch. Right here on our streaming platforms, online and on the Action News Jax app, and on your smart TV. You can watch it on Google TV, Apple TV, everywhere. As now Brenton James and St. Augustine get the football back. Little over 5.5 minutes to go. Down 24-21 to Nease. This was a barn burner a year ago. Both teams undefeated right now. It's living up to the hype. I would say the only thing that's a little surprising is it's only 24-21. Both these teams put up a bunch of points, and St. Augustine had not been playing great defense coming into the game. But so far tonight, both teams have come up with some pretty big defensive stops. And there's the play to Samori and Wingo, and you're going to see a lot of that while you watch it live right here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Look for number one, right, Sully?
Yeah, he should be getting the ball on this drive a little bit. And there he is.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with some of our big-name wide receivers that people have their eyes on and how they've delivered in clutch moments so far. Remember the Bolles St. Augustine game, both guys, Burrows and Wingo. And, I mean, they're not the only good players on the team, but when it's go-to time, you go to those guys, and they've been able to deliver. And smartly, the quarterbacks and the coaches have been going to them. As you see Brenton James get out of bounds. You've been talking a lot about Brenton James. I know you're impressed. Well, this is a grow-up moment right here, isn't it? On the road at Nease, down 3 points. Maybe the final possession of the game with under 5 minutes to go. This would be a nice little moment for the quarterback for St. Augustine.
I'm telling you, he's a lot faster than he looks like when you look at him on the hup. Just looking at him and seeing him, he's just a lot faster. He gets on the edge, which is, as tall as he is, he runs pretty well. I mean, his dad could run too, but he runs pretty good. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, of course, his dad built different, right? I mean, Brenton James was not a tall guy. He was a small guy that could obviously really scoot. Playing at St. Augustine, played for the Florida Gators during that really good run for the Gators under Urban Meyer. And now he's the offensive coordinator here, calling plays for his son at St. Augustine High School. So pretty cool for those guys. And he knows how big this game against Nease is. He doesn't have to learn about it. He knows about it. He's lived it before. So here's James, and they set up the screenplay. Looks like they got a good one dialed in, but again, impressed with Nease's defense. They were able to corral the back. Brian Braddock looks fired up about something. I got to believe somebody missed a block on that one, and he wasn't happy about it. Big third down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, it's probably 4 down territory.
Oh, it's got to be, yeah. You got to be going to Wingo, I would think, but there was a little bit of a mix-up. And now we got a big 4th down and 6 yards. I was maybe a little surprised. You can't complain going to Wingo at any time, but maybe thought you could use Brenton James's legs a bit again, because he's been able to chew up some yardage to your point. And you only need 6.
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah. Just get me a new set of downs. That's all I'm thinking here. But again, I mean, going to Wingo is not a bad option either.
No, not at all.
Seems like they're taking a long time to get this play in, so see if they get it off. Of course, hard to tell in high school. Oh, they bring the corner blitz, throw it deep to Wingo, and just out of their reach. Oh, we got a flag down. Watch this one, Coach. You'll see it a couple seconds later.
They called him grabbing the arm.
Yeah, there might have been some stuff early that we couldn't see. It looked like a good play late by the DB, but he might have got him early.
Yeah, he threw it right away, too. It wasn't like the official was throwing it right away, so he must have held his arm.
Yeah, and
the kid.
I don't mind that from the official, right? He's waiting to see if he catches the football, probably. And if he doesn't, he's like, well, you interfered with him halfway down there.
Again, that was pretty good ball, too.
It was a good ball.
The kid made a good play if he wasn't interfering with him.
Yeah, I feel like I got to find out who that DB is. I feel like he's made a couple of good plays. I mean, it's a tough matchup for one-on-one with Samari and Wingo. He's one of the top receivers in the state.
How much time do we got? Do we know?
Yeah, I don't know how much time is left in this game. The clock has been running for a while. I got to believe there's about 2 minutes to go. It started with 5.5 minutes on the clock. They don't look like they're super in a hurry. But they definitely, again, this is going to be the last possession of the game. So it's 4-down territory. And down by 3, remember. They're just down by 3, 24-21. I don't know their field goal kicking situation. That's hard to tell in high school. But another 10 yards or so, you bring that into play.
Yeah, if it gets to 4th down balls on the 25, they may have to take the shot depending on it.
Wingo. Little bingo for Wingo as he's now inside the 20. And what an interesting design. You see their defense? They don't even get.
Yeah.
They just it's like backyard football. The defense just running from a stand-up spot.
Yeah, that way you're trying to confuse the linemen, but you still got to cover those guys.
Well, yeah, Wingo, you got to cover him. And Wingo makes the big play. And now Brenton James inside the 5-yard line. And that was a huge, huge play. Again, we don't know exactly how much time left, but we think there's about 2 minutes or under. So now you can take your time if we're accurate. They're going with the run play again. Brenton James. He's going to be met right down there about the 2-yard line. It was a nifty little run by the quarterback, and I think they could pick up the first down. They might have just done it. They might be 1st and goal now. Yeah, they are. 1st and goal. Let me see if I can get a little text off to my man DR and ask him how much time's left. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's telling us 2:50. He's listening.
Okay, 2:50.
Well, that might have been a bit ago, or it might be right now.
Well.
All I had to do was look at my phone the whole time. DR's helping us out. 2:50 now, so a lot of time left.
Okay.
Oh, nice play.
Yeah, we thought it was closer to the end.
Yeah, I thought so. It seemed like they had taken their time, and the clock was winding. Every play was in bounds, but they did have a couple incompletions. So this is interesting because Brenton James. He just ran, and I don't know if he's got a cramp or if. Oh no, that does not look good for the quarterback for St. Augustine. Yeah, now he's down on the ground. I think the way he's moving, it might be a cramp, but we got to keep an eye on that because it's 2nd and goal inside the 5 after a 2-yard loss. We know there's probably about 2 minutes and change left. Would imagine Nease called the timeout there to save some time in case they need it. Up 24-21. Yeah, it looked like a cramp. It was weird though because usually you got a cramp, you can't even walk at all. You just go down. But maybe he wanted to try to stay in the game. But I was a little more concerned than just a cramp when I first saw him step.
It looked like his knee buckled. I saw what you saw.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
But he went down and they went right to his foot.
See the pick over there for Yulee? Yulee's defense done it again. What a performance by the Yulee defense.
They have just sent home West Nassau.
That was Maddox Brooks, the linebacker, I think. If that's a 7. The Yulee numbers are tricky. I think that was. Yeah, they're saying.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Yeah, Maddox Brooks.
Yeah, you said Brooks.
In a ball game.
Boy, the defense of Yulee tonight in our game of the week, they're just flat out terrific. And,
they shut them down on that.
Yeah, you can just big play after big play and big moments, and that one might end it there in the 4th quarter in our game of the week, our Whataburger game of the week. You can hear Noah and Brody on the call. You can see every snap of that one. You can go back and watch it, too. If you're a family member of Yulee or West Nassau, that will be live on YouTube. We'll play replays on our Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network all week. We're replaying some of the games from the last few weeks as well, so make sure you check out our lineup on actionsportshacks.com. and always available on YouTube as well, and really the social media channels. So on demand whenever you want it. A lot of high school football coverage, including our Friday night zone blitz, and now St. Aug with a different quarterback. Brenton James was not in the game there. Actually, I think they went Wildcat in that moment, and denied again by St. Augustine. That was Trendell Anderson, smart guy to give it to, the running back. But we've got another timeout, and I think Colin Drass doing a good job here, Sully, preserving time just in case St. Aug scores.
No, they called touchdown.
Oh, they called that a touchdown?
Yeah. Yeah, the official on the St. Augustine side signaled touchdown.
Oh, wow. Did I miss that? Was that clear as day? Yeah, no argument from anybody. I won't argue it either. There you go. Touchdown.
Nope, they're putting it on the 3 to kick it. Big extra point, too.
And they got it. So 28-24 now. St. Aug takes the lead. I would think with under 2 minutes to go, DR is going to help us out and show that. And, right at 2 minutes. I'll tell you what, that clock did not move as fast as I thought it was moving. They got the ball back with about 5:30 to go in the game, down 24-21. Heck of a drive by Brenton James and St. Augustine coach. A big play to Samori and Wingo on a second down in Nease territory. There was a big penalty flag as well on one of the plays down the sideline to Wingo that helped keep the drive going and advance the drive. And then they cashed it in to go up 28-24. That was a fourth down play when the PI came up. So a little help, but also some good execution, finding the right guy, and then they cash in with Trendell Anderson on the Wildcat. And we'll have to keep an eye on Brenton James in case he needs to come back in for some reason. It looked like he was cramping, so they kept him out of that last play, which resulted in a touchdown for St. Augustine. Now keep an eye on special teams here. They're going to give him the ball at the 40-yard line, it looks like. Or 30, that's where they caught it. And now look at the run back across midfield. And that's the young man, Cash. That's Cash Colbaugh, who had the big interception in the end zone. Now he has a big return all the way to the 40-yard line of St. Augustine. That was a really short punt.
Wow.
I mean, short punt. Kickoff.
Kickoff.
To about the 30. And Cash Colbaugh, who's had 2 huge moments in this game, gets it to the 40. But now I got people going backwards, so was there a flag? I think, are we going to have a flag? I think we're going to have a flag. What's the decision there, Sully, are coaches afraid to kick it deep? Is it just your coverage team won't be as good kicking it deep?
Yeah, and I think they sky kicked hoping he'd fair catch it, too.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he gets the ball up high enough, a lot of times they'll fair catch it and get it right there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and heck, they know their team better, right? But boy, what a penalty. 2 huge penalties on Nease now. 4th down with St. Aug with the ball. Interference down the left sideline to keep the drive going. That's resulted in the go-ahead touchdown, 28-24. And now look at the field position difference. We're talking 45 yards difference because of this penalty. Now there's time on the clock, a little under 2 minutes. Nease is an explosive offense. They come up empty on 1st down. They've definitely got the ability to do it. But now it starts from a whole different area than it could have started and would have put a lot of pressure on St. Aug.
Oh, yeah, that's a big penalty. 40, like you said, 40, 45 yards, that changes the whole game planning,
If you just joined us, this is St. Augustine Nease, back and forth game the entire way. We knew this would be a good one. We're showing you every play. St. Aug just scored with 2 minutes to go to take a 28-24 lead. Nease with the ball at their own 14-yard line. And is that a catch or an incompletion? Looked like a good throw. That was a long throw. But couldn't be corralled by Chase Pfeiffer. We've seen those guys connect, the cousins. Aiden Pfeiffer and Chase Pfeiffer, but it was a good defensive play at the end to knock the ball loose.
I dropped it, yeah.
And now 3rd down and 10 coming up for Nease. Now they just got to get a 1st down to keep things going. We've got, a little over 90 seconds to play in this game, and I would think they have at least 1 timeout, if not 2. So time is not crazy here. Right now, the 2 downs are a bigger hurdle for Nease. 3rd down and 10 from their own 14, down by 4 late in the game. Here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. St. Aug brought the blitz. Oh, what a throw. What a catch. And guess who? Felder. He's Braden Felder, man. That's sophomore. He's like Maddox from last year, isn't he?
Yeah, right in the hole, man. I mean, that's a great ball, great catch.
Great
right in the hole.
They picked up the blitz nice, and he hung in there, took the hit. That's a heck of a play, and I think they got him for roughing the passer to boot on top of it. Wow. Okay, so look at all the time. The time is just not going anywhere at Nease. Like time is not a problem. 1:33 to go in the game, and now the ball on St. Aug's 45-yard line. That ends up being a massive pickup.
Huge play.
Massive pickup. All right, we got a timeout. So while we have a timeout, let's show you how St. Aug took the lead. Where I kind of missed it. Trendell Anderson out of the, it wasn't the Wildcat. He actually got handed the ball, and they said he got in. See, I saw that all the movement to the left, but they say he crossed before Nease denied him and turned him away.
Yeah, the official up on the top side on St. Augustine's, you see him run in and signal touchdown.
Yeah, he didn't wait either.
I didn't think he got in, but he's standing on the line.
He sold the touchdown call. That's what you're taught to do as a ref. Trust me, I ref down there in St. Johns County. You got to sell it. And he sold it. I think what's interesting there, by the way, Coach, is that was Bennett Hunt in at quarterback, too, for that snap to give it to Anderson because of the cramping. We think it's cramping for Brenton James. So it didn't cost or hurt St. Augustine in that situation. They were inside the 5-yard line. They get in. They take a 28-24 lead. And so now we go back to live action here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. And we have Nease with the football. They just completed a 25, 26-yard play. Tack on 15 more for roughing the passer. And they've got the ball on the 46-yard line of St. Augustine. 93 seconds to go. And looking for it all. What a throw and what a play at the end to deny a touchdown in the lead. That's Daron Jenkins. Oh, they got a flag. Mike Burris says they got a flag. Oh, I see it now, right beyond the 10. I was going to say, he said he pulled the jersey.
Pulled the jersey, yeah. Referee signal pulling the jersey.
Really hard to tell for us, right? I mean, I know everybody's used to watching like games where we have 15 different angles. That ain't it here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz, people.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. Someday. Hey. If you own a major company and you like to advertise, if you think your kid got robbed of a call, we could have 3 more cameras. If you, it's interesting, Sully. We saw a PI on 4th down for St. Aug on the go-ahead touchdown drive, and then we just see this one. And really, from our point of view, and I'm not saying they were bad calls because we really don't know. They looked like pretty good defense in real time, but there could have been a lot of grabbing going on down there too.
Yeah, the official and the back official showed the kid put his hands out. He went to the jersey, you pulled the jersey.
Yeah.
And then the kid didn't say anything after that. So.
Well, here goes Colin Drafts again. He's going for it all that time. Jenkins was like, I'm not going to interfere, and he almost gave up the touchdown because of it. He kind of didn't want to have interference and almost forgot to play a little defense. Tough spot to be a corner. How about, Colin Drafts just going for the throat on every play, Sully?
Yeah, I'm waiting to come back and drop that ball in there to the one kid that hit the big play on where they had the pass interference. I'm waiting on them to drop that ball back in that little hole they've been hitting. They've hit that 3 times in the second half.
Yeah, Felder across the middle was the big play earlier in this drive, and we'll see if that's there. I think this is 2nd down after the penalty. And, oh, boy, look out. They tried it. They tried it. You'll see it in a second, Sully. St. Augustine denied it, though. They had it pretty well covered. And kind of hold your breath moment for Colin Drafts and Nease.
Yeah, you're right about that.
All right, so here's the deal.
3rd down now.
Yeah, 3rd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Time is really not a factor, at least yet. There's got to be about a minute 15, minute 12, something like that on the clock. St. Augustine, again, if you're watching us, which we hope you are, 28-24 is the score. St. Augustine just scored with 2 minutes to go. And now Nease is going to get a timeout. I think that's their second, so they'll have one more timeout. So we're going to, obviously that game's the big game we're watching. We get a reset from DR here, and yeah, 114. I was close that time for the first time. My guessing has been very off, but that time I was almost right. 28-24 St. Aug. This was a barn burner a year ago, and we got a good one coming down the wire once again. On the left, our Whataburger game of the week. It's been Yulee with some huge defensive plays, and they have been holding on to this 10-0 lead basically the entirety of the game. They stopped West Nassau 3 different times inside the 15-yard line, 2 fourth downs, 1 a fumble recovery. Then they just had an interception a short time ago, and in the second half they've been chewing some clock as well. So looks like Yulee's going to get out of there as a game of the week winner here tonight in that Nassau County rivalry. So that really leaves us with this one game that we're keeping an eye on the right-hand side. Nease trying to come back on 3rd down. Just to give you a couple other scores, too, while we await them to play.
Your game, by the way, Brent. Riverside came back.
Oh, did they?
21-20.
Oh, wow.
Victory over Revolt.
What a win. Columbia up 27-20 at Trinity Christian. If you missed it earlier, IMG all over Mandarin 55-7 tonight. So IMG wins big. Palatka loses 21-20. Middleburg up 51-16. They actually win that. Ed White a winner. Episcopal a winner. Providence loses to Pensacola Catholic 35-0. Bolles, we were showing you every play. They ended up winning 38-6. Here we go. 3rd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Down by 4. Nease with the ball. 1:14 to go. Got to get rid of it. He does. Left-handed. Improvised, but for a 5-yard loss. Huge play on the defense by St. Augustine. These two teams, we didn't think were going to showcase the defense, but they've come up with some massive plays at the right time. Oh, we got another flag on the far side. I think we're going to get a little defensive holding or something. Now, it's important to note, in high school, Sully, you don't get an automatic 1st down.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Did they pick up? The ball didn't really move.
Maybe they had linemen downfield.
Oh, they didn't. Oh, and they did not.
Caught
Okay.
behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he would have been better off to just knock that ball down instead of catch it.
Yeah, he threw it. Pfeiffer threw it actually left-handed. He couldn't take the sack. Like, I knew he was, at least he was trying to get out of the sack, but it didn't matter. St. Augustine had smothered him by that time. So here's the deal. You've got 4th down and a bundle, and Colin Drafts calls timeout. This is his last timeout, but that doesn't matter right now. They need 15 yards to continue the game. What do you call here, Coach? Because they don't have a Samorian Wingo necessarily, right?
Right.
They don't have that kind of guy they're going to go, they just have to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I think they've sort of changed this drive a little bit. They had some really good success with some empty stuff and moving guys and trying to get them in some mismatches where they couldn't just tee off and go. And I think they're going to spread them out a little bit and just try to get either a deep out by the sticks or get the ball over the middle of the field.
All right. Yeah, I mean that if you can connect on the we've seen the middle of the field play to Felder work several times, but we've also seen it overthrown a little bit. It's there, but you got to execute it. On the other side, do you bring some heat here if you're St. Augustine?
Either you dial it up and bring the heat, or you just line everybody up at the 1st down marker, all the DBs across the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just keep the ball and get them tackled. If they throw something short, just tackle them.
All right, here we go. 4th down and a bundle for Nease. This is the ball game. Down by 4. He lets it rip, and there was contact there. That's got to be a penalty, right? Wow. Big time play. Big time play. Markel Elmore, number 6. He's made a couple of big-time plays in this football game, and he makes another one there. I thought it was a shade early, but it's probably that close.
That's a good job.
Yeah, you thought it was pretty good.
That's a tough 4th and 15. You know, that's a tough. That's a tough thing, but they play the DBs right there on the line.
Yeah, that was a good job.
That's a good job.
Yeah, good job. And by the way, I like that was a good throw. Good job protecting. They gave him a chance. And just a nice defensive play. He was all over him. And St. Augustine's going to win this football game, just like all of you picked it. Oh, wait till you see the DMs for Action Sports Jacks today. For all you guys picking Nease in this one.
Yeah, we had to give him some motivation. We had to give Coach Braddock some motivation.
Hey, you said this, though. You think it's it's kind of a big deal for St. Aug to get this win after the loss last year. Both teams undefeated here, and both can grow from here as well. But nice win now for St. Aug to beat Nease. They've beaten Bolles already this year, and they're doing it in a bunch of different ways, right? They're winning football games in a variety of ways.
Yeah, and I thought tonight they played really better defensively. You know what I mean tonight? I thought they played a lot better defensively. They made the stops when they had to. They didn't get in the track meet. I thought they had a good plan offensively, spread them out with the empty stuff. And it was a two-man game. It was Wingo and James running it. So, yeah, I think it's a great win for Coach. And good job for Nease, too. Good high school football game.
Well, meanwhile, in our game of the week, Yulee just scored a touchdown. Tough snap. West Nassau fumbled it, and Yulee's going to put a bow on their game of the week win with some celebration. As you see St. Augustine celebrate on Nease's field. Two good football teams, two good football games, and we'll see where these guys go from here. But St. Augustine going to get a big win over Nease on the road to return the favor from a year ago.
From the last year, yeah.
In our game of the week, Yulee's going to get a big win over West Nassau in another rivalry game. So good football here tonight on the Friday night zone blitz. And we got some drama right till the end. That's figured that's the way this game was going to go. I thought it might be 48-45, but it ends up being 28-24. And St. Augustine able to make a big defensive play on third down and fourth down to win it. 17-0, as we just heard Noah. It's going to be Yulee over West Nassau. That's probably got to be close to the end. And we'll have some reaction from that one. We'll have reaction from St. Augustine. We've got reaction from Atlantic Coast's win. We've got more reaction from Bolles' win as well over Oakleaf. So we're just getting warmed up here. We're going to have Action News Jacks at 10 right here in this studio on Action News Jacks Now stream. And that's actionnewsjacks.com. And then we're going over to our 24/7 network studio. We continue on with the high school football coverage. Kind of wrap things up for a little bit before we go to the Blitz at 10:30. Highlights and reaction. 11 o'clock bands for 15 minutes. 11:15 another edition of the Blitz. And then 11:35 to midnight we'll wrap this whole day up and put a bow on all of it on week 5 of high school football. Fun night, we thought it would be. Some of the games were a little bit more out of hand than, heck, we'd hope. We'd love for them to all be good.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the story of the night is going to be probably two things, Coach. Mandarin couldn't hang with IMG, and I think because a lot of eyeballs were on that, I'm not sure it was surprising, but also St. Aug's going to steal a lot of the headlines as well with a nice win at Nease.
Yeah, and I think Bolles had a big win, too. I mean, I think Bolles beating Oakleaf the way they handle them is a really big for them.
Well, the other one quick thing, Bolles got woken up a little bit by that loss to St. Augustine, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I think they played well. Their kids are focused in, especially the last 2 weeks.
I don't think Nease needs a wake-up call, but it'll be interesting to see how they respond from this loss. Close game loss to a rival, and we'll see what they do from here on out. All right, let's do this. Take time out, and we'll see you over in the other studio.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Coach, we'll see you in a minute. We're not going to just hear from you. We'll actually see you in a couple minutes.
I'm joking.
We're trying to win the picks.
We go from in our heart, in our brain. That's what we go for. We go what we're feeling, and we want to be right. That's our goal. We want to be right. And tonight,
we were wrong.
Yeah, we were wrong. Don't get more wrong than that.
Arnold, let's go. The pass, and it's intercepted. The second pick of the night for Maddox Brooks.
Yeah, just dropped in the flat there, right in front of that curl window. What a play by him. Oh, and there's a...
Oh, I might be coming back.
Well, he got one earlier. But again, that play just kind of sums up that whole night. Just Yulee just executing at a high level on defense. Fitting gaps. Every pass that's been thrown has been either contested or a tackle right after it. Not sure how many completions there were tonight, but there wasn't many.
.110 to play, 17-0 Yulee the score. The Hornets about to advance to 5-0. Next week they've got a date with Rivalry, who last we knew was leading Riverside tonight, 20-10. To give up the middle for West Nassau, they'll look to bounce back next week against Fernandina Beach. Another in-county opponent there for the Warriors. As we're in celebration mode on the Yulee side. Student section, the crowd singing.
That's a sign of a true rivalry right there.
Another handoff and another minimal gain. 26 seconds to go. And we'll see if that's the last play. West Nassau
Yeah, it looks like it will.
is walking towards the sideline, and that will do it. The Yulee Hornets get their revenge on West Nassau and stay undefeated, advancing to 5-0 for the first time in school history. How about that performance tonight from Yulee?
Very impressed with them. Proud of those young group of kids. Fireworks are going off yet again. Good job from Yulee. And what a time we had at the Nest.
Yeah, I got to say, just the small town football atmosphere, just the passion of this place. Got to come catch a game out here at Yulee to anyone watching that hasn't. What a night out here tonight as the Hornets get a 17-0 win over West Nassau. Two programs off to a great start to the season. Two programs with great things ahead of them this year. But for tonight, that will do it for our coverage. And we will see you next week back for our game of the week on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Next Friday night, the Hornets take on Rivalry for homecoming.
You just watched the game of the week with Yulee getting the win over West Nassau, 17-0, I think was the final, unless somebody scored while I was eating a piece of pizza again. That's twice in this show I've been eating a piece of pizza today. Trying to grab some when I can before we head back out on TV or in front of a microphone. Brent Martin along with Coach Kevin Sullivan as we just spent the last couple hours together and talking through some good games. We didn't have a bunch of great games today. We thought we could have some good ones. You know, that 17-0 Yulee game was more interesting than it might have sounded because West Nassau knocked on the door several times, and Sully, that defense of Yulee really stepped up.
Yeah, tremendous job by them tonight. They really controlled West Nassau, getting the turnovers and the fourth down stops inside the red zone, and then getting the defensive score at the end of the game. About time they get some good credit. They scoop and score and run it in there at the end to make it 17-0. But that's a really nice job by them tonight.
Yeah, great defensive effort. Now, the game we did get, we just watched play-by-play, basically on the Friday night zone blitz all night, and that was St. Augustine and Nease, and that comes down to the wire, no surprise, and St. Augustine pulls it out 28-24, crazy enough, with a defensive stop. This was only 28-24. I don't think anybody would have predicted that the game would be only 28-24. Had some good offensive plays, had a little back and forth, but I think the timely defensive plays are what stands out to me, and St. Augustine able to get the win, and then the battle of undefeateds give Nease their first loss.
Yeah, and St. Johns County football is live and well, man. Those two teams are going to battle and get after each other. A lot of good sportsmanship. The kids played hard. A lot of respect on both sides of the field, and a really good high school football game. And again, St. Augustine came out on top, and Nease couldn't get it done at the end.
Meanwhile, just to recap some of the games that we were watching closely, Bolles beats Oakleaf 38-6. Bolles seems like they're back on track. 36-0 win a week ago against Bishop Kenny on the road. Then they go and get the win over Oakleaf tonight in resounding fashion. Seems like that St. Augustine loss woke them up a little bit.
Yeah, I tell you what, the dominant run game the last couple weeks, and I think that run game really takes pressure off the quarterback and the wide receivers, and it slows the game down a little bit. So the defensive guys, like Burrows, has to play both ways. He can get some rest in a little bit. So Bolles has sort of changed a little bit from what they're doing and really running the ball and controlling the clock. And they had a dominant win tonight over a really good Oakleaf team.
What's your take on IMG really putting it on Mandarin? 55-7, I think we saw was the final score. It wasn't really a close game. It was 28-0 at one time. Listen, if you look at that score and you don't know much about IMG, we kind of assume that you do if you're paying attention to high school. But IMG is loaded. They nationally recruit. They don't play in the FHSAA. So you're really getting an uptick in talent. You're not just playing up a class. It seems like you're playing a college football team in essence. They're going to have guys all over the Power 4 play. But Mandarin's good too. Mandarin's got a lot of talent. I think it just shows you the discrepancy between a high school team and one at IMG Academy because that's their main team. They also have several teams, but this was their main team coming to Mandarin tonight. Kind of a special night too. A bunch of Jags players were there. Mike Norvell from Florida State was there. So it was a big deal, but the game was kind of a dud.
Yeah, and you schedule that game, and they're going to learn a lot from that game, and maybe it'll get their kids a little bit focused, a little bit thinking that, hey, we got to keep working. We haven't arrived yet. The quarterback's young. I thought he tried to do what he could do tonight, but really good job by IMG and just a total domination over Mandarin.
Yeah, no doubt. William, thanks for the shout-out. Appreciate you checking out some of the local coverage. We're pretty proud of our high school football coverage and what we're doing. And we've got Sully. We can't see him right now, but that's probably better anyway that we can't see him. We can just hear him. There he is. He's back. There he is.
I hit a button.
Yeah, that's
technology.
That's not surprising. It's okay. We saw you playing with your phone earlier. I was like, oh, this could end up in a disaster sooner or later. How's
everybody texting me, giving me a hard time.
Oh, about the Nease game? What
Nease,
is that? Did you pick Oakleaf?
Yes. West Nassau.
I don't know. Are you?
The other ones.
Are you? The other two. Are you ready for all this smoke?
Oh, I'm fine. It don't matter. The sun's going to come up. I'll be sitting on the deck drinking coffee in the morning. Nobody's told me how bad I've been in like 7 years since I coached, so it's great.
It's all about, hey, this is great for the kids to learn. This is all about perspective, people. It's all about
100%.
perspective. You don't have to deal with a parent tomorrow. You don't have to deal with an administrator tomorrow. You didn't yell at a ref tonight. You're going to be sitting on that porch with a coffee and then fishing by 8 a.m.
Yeah, you know what? I may do that tomorrow. You all right?
I
did get some bait today.
Oh, good. How's the fishing going down there? A little bit better?
It hadn't been good because it's been rough.
All right.
It's been rough for the last couple of weeks, so I haven't even been out.
Hey, Chandler, how did you guys do on the old picks? We got some smoke in the DMs coming our way from St. Augustine, don't we?
Yeah, nothing yet, but all their players reposted our story yesterday, so we're going to get something.
See, I told you, hey, whatever. Hey, Chandler, whatever we got to do to help them get motivated, right?
Yeah, like coaches, contact us. If you want us to pick against you, we got you. We'll do it.
Hey, send a hat or something, right? Like, that's it. This is easy to do. That's what makes it fun. And by the way, if you're jumping in on some of our coverage, we might have been doing this part for a few years, showing games, and we've added our game of the week on our basically isolated from all these other games that we've been showing you. And then a recap. We got Friday Night Blitz coming up at 10:30, 11:15. Bands of the week we've added at 11 o'clock to 11:15 right here on all the different platforms. But these guys, Chandler and Noah and Brody and Sully joins them and Stewart joins them on Monday nights 8 to 9. We recap the hour, do some interviews, and that's where the picks are made and the rankings come out as well. In fact, I don't know if you have the rankings, Chandler, but when we, at some point in the next little bit, we can find the rankings. Maybe we'll see where some of the teams were at going into tonight and how they did in week number 5. A couple other games to tell you about. Riverside came back and beat Rivalry, Coach. Wow. So they get a win, which is nice because they've been on a skid that is kind of a weird skid. The way they opened the season, it was a weird loss to Orange Park, but also they hung in there with St. Augustine, 47-41. And I was over there at Rivalry tonight. Rivalry made 2 interceptions, 2 nice plays. They cash them in. They end up going up 12-0. I think they were up 20-7 at one time, and Riverside comes back and gets a W. So that'll be nice. Get the fans off his back a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely. And again, Riverside's playing good teams week in, week out. The Orange Park probably was one they penciled in as a win early at the beginning of the season. If you look at it, Orange Park played good. They turned it over a little bit that night. So really good job by them getting on the win column. Well,
speaking of our rankings, here they are. Reigns, these last week, by the way, is last week, not tonight. And so these will be updated. Nease now will drop to 4-1. St. Augustine, I got to assume, will go up in the polls. Bolles looking good now, just tracking after that St. Augustine loss. I can't imagine it will look much different, 1, 2, 3, but I don't make the rules. Reigns, right. St. Aug, Bolles, maybe. Mandarin, do they fall a little bit? Like, do you penalize them for playing IMG? That's probably a tough call. Oakleaf doesn't look great tonight. I don't know what that means in the big picture, but obviously Bolles took it to him, 38-6, and then Ed White's just hanging around, right part of schedule, and they got that huge win over Trinity Christian earlier this year, and right now that's catapulted them into the top 8, but the meteor part of their schedule's coming up in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, and Bradford's sitting there at 3-1. So we'll see what the guys do with the Blitz Breakdown rankings. That's coming up 8 o'clock on Monday, right here on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network, all the social media channels. Make sure you check out the show. Let's see, what else hit us today around the area? Some of the games that were
on Creekside.
Creekside, I just got told by Jackson Earl's dad that they lost. I don't know what the score was, but they lost. Jackson Earl had a few touchdowns in that game. They were up 17-7. Then they were up 20-17 when we saw it. And I thought that would have been a nice win down at Winter Park if they could have got it, but it looked like it slipped by late in the game.
Yeah, and they've got a tough row. Their schedule get a little bit. They're going to be competitive with everybody, and again, they're young, like we talked about last week. They're young. They're going to make those mistakes and stuff, but they'll be better off for it in the long run.
Well, you said it tonight several times on our show. The big deal for them is Atlantic Coast, right? Atlantic Coast, and those guys look like it's their district to win. So it's really kind of feels like almost a one-game season for maybe Creekside, even though they've had a tough road so far.
Yeah, and they've got they'll have a couple more in there, I believe, if I remember their schedule from last year. But that one it's going to come down to. They've got Sandalwood still, who's in the district. Atlantic Coast beat Sandalwood, so it's going to set them up to me a district championship game in 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, before I forget about it, let's take a look at our committed to the uncommitted for this week, because we didn't get to do that over there. Chandler, you just texted me 45-29 final. Was that the Creekside game?
Yeah, that's what I see right here. 45-29.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gosh. Well, we saw the score stream. Maybe that was earlier, when we saw it. I just figured that was a little bit later at the time. So 45-29, didn't realize there were that many points in it. So obviously that was a little more than losing the game late. It looked like Winter Park was in pretty good control. Let's get to our committed to the uncommitted. And a young man from First Coast High School plays wide receiver and cornerback coach, Marley Moe. I like this guy, Mahrle. Marley Moe. And he can play both sides of the football for the Bucks.
Yeah, he had a big game last week. He had a pick six out of the end zone, about 98 yards when Baker County was getting ready to score. And then he had another pick in the end zone on the other end and then caught a touchdown pass. But he runs well. He's like 6'2", 180, 4.0 student, runs pretty well, long strider, catches the ball in his hands. Yeah, really good football player.
Yeah, and, you can follow him at Marley Moe, Mahrlemoe. And Coach just mentioned it. 2 picks, pick 6 for 97 yards, scored 3 tackles, and just came out big for First Coast. So a heck of a performance a week ago, but he's been doing this now for First Coast. And what strikes me, 6'2", 180, I feel like you look at this young man, and that's a nice frame to work with, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll definitely put on some weight. And like I said, he runs well enough that he can play a lot of different positions. He could be a DB because everybody's going to the little taller DBs. But great ball skills and really like his game.
All right, so that's our committed to the uncommitted this week. Marley Moe from First Coast High School, wide receiver, defensive back, 6'2", 180, making some impact plays on both sides of the football. Committed to the uncommitted, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. Check them out, NimnickBuickGMC.com, or right off Phillips Highway in the showroom. We appreciate Nimnick Buick GMC and all the folks that have supported our Committed to the Uncommitted project over the last few years. We give scholarships away at the end of the football season. So if you know a young man who's a senior and is under-recruited, that's the idea of this segment. You got to send them our way, though. We're not plucking them and picking them. We want the coaches and people to send them to us, and really we should have an inbox full of these folks that are getting under-recruited because we know it's so hard to do. And Sully's got some great contacts. We'll get the word out, the exposure out, say, hey, look at this young man, and we're doing that with Marley Moe from First Coast and others throughout the early part of this season. But every week we would like to do that, so make sure you send them our way. And you got a chance for the $2,500 scholarship at the end of the year, too, which is really cool, again, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. How much will Nease learn from this game, and where do you think Colin Drafts takes it? I think so many of you guys in the high school space, and I think of guys like Colin Drafts, are really good motivators. They use every little bit of information at their disposal to motivate these high school kids. Don't let them get complacent. I got a feeling, kind of like Bolles has reacted to the loss to St. Aug, you wonder if Nease will have a chance to respond off this loss to St. Aug after tonight.
Yeah, the old saying is you learn a lot more from a loss than you do from a win. And then as a coaching staff and as the kids, they're high school kids, they're rolling along, beating everybody, scoring a bunch of points, and then they get a little setback. They played good enough to win, a couple mistakes down the stretch, the interference in that, and not getting a touchdown where they had to kick the field goal. It would have been a tie game. But I think it's always a great learning experience. It's great that we can have these games, that we have these rivalry games. It's great for the sport. It's great for St. Johns County. And, these teams are going to make deep playoff runs. I've got to believe it. They've got to get ready, Nease. They've got Buchholz coming up, which is big for them. And so, I think St. Augustine's early schedule had helped them with a couple of games they played early. And being able to get Wingo after missing last week, he's so big in what they do offensively and such a good leader. And real impressed with both those teams.
Yeah, me too. And again, that one was a little bit different the way it kind of it played itself out, but it was still a really good football game. Two well-coached teams, a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. And I got a feeling it was a little bit of a grow-up moment for some of the folks, too, on the Nease sideline to have to deal with a little bit of adversity late, have a chance to go win it, and they maybe just come play a couple plays short. Really nice play at the end, by the way, defensively on a 4th and 15. It was a good ball, well protected. They got the play off, so they got what I kind of were looking for, I think, on the play. It was just hat tip, good job on defense in a back-and-forth game. So it'll be interesting to see how much St. Augustine's wins over Bolles and also Nease help their seasons out at the end of the day. Right. I got a feeling it might really help them out. But you said it. We're glad that they're playing games like this. And this really changed a handful of years ago with the new system. It's been one of the great creations of the new system, these kind of games. And I think it helps teams get a lot better throughout the course of the year, quite frankly.
Yeah, and like, look at Bolles and Oakleaf. Like, you know, Bolles has got to try to play everybody they can, and they're going to get everybody's best shot. And then, you know, St. Augustine lost, and then they come back and just thoroughly dominate Bishop Kenny, and then come back and really thoroughly dominate Oakleaf, which I don't think anybody saw that coming. They thought it was going to be one of these kind of games we watch with Nease and St. Augustine. So, yeah, I think it's good for everybody, strength of schedule, and I think we're going to have some good, deep playoff runs. And all these teams are in different districts, and so we're gonna 7A and a 6A and a 5A and a 4A. It's great. And don't forget Reigns.
Yeah, well, we can't forget Reigns. Tonight we can forget Reigns, but we're not forgetting Reigns in the long run. They are really feeling it, and that team is going to go undefeated most likely the rest of this way, and then we'll see what they can do in the playoffs. That was such a huge win last week against Lake Mary. The way that looked was just tremendous, wasn't it? I mean, that's really, really good. That's called cooking. They got it really cooking there.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be the game that they would have. You know, they got the Division I quarterback for Lake Mary, and Ray just went down there and just dismantled them.
Hey, Trinity Christian lost to Columbia tonight, 27-20. Another good matchup, right? I mean, that's a cool matchup. Trinity Christian and Lake City, Columbia. Nice win for Columbia. 4th loss of the year for Trinity. And I know you haven't seemed very concerned about that because you know what the back half and the playoff stuff will look like for Trinity. I'm still a little bit more concerned with the psyche of Trinity Christian. I get it. I get the idea of playing everybody tough, but they're still a young football team.
Yep.
And when you don't, you want some of those winning experiences along the way. And not that they're getting beat up, every week, but another loss for Trinity. And it's just kind of weird to see it, just strange. I've been around here for 18 years, and it's really odd to see Trinity Christian 1-4, even if you can still remind me that, hey, don't worry, in the playoff time, they'll be fine.
Yeah, and their district, with the exception, they've got the one University Christian that they're going to have to play. They've got Impact, University Christian, Revolt still. But I think they'll be 5-5, 4-6, and get in, and we'll just see what happens with them. But look at the people they've played.
Yeah.
Reigns is unbeaten. Lake City, Columbia is unbeaten. They lost to Ed White, who's unbeaten. So I think their strength of schedule is going to help them.
When do you know, I feel like I ask you this every year and I forget the answer. But when do you think, what your team is? I mean, we're in week 5, right? So, I mean, a lot of these teams have played now a handful of games. Some have had a bye week, so it might only be 4 games. Do you kind of have a really good feel of what you're good at, what you need work at, what you're not going to be able to fix in the course of a season, and where are you at? Was this... I don't know what that marker is for you. How late in the season does that get until you really know?
Well, I always think around week 4, you sort of know what you have. Usually early in the year, week 1, week 2, you've got some guys that are playing. Maybe you think they're better than they are. But usually by week 4, if you've got some kids hurt early and come back, or you lost some kids and you're not going to get them back, usually week 4 to me was when I said, okay, we've got a good opportunity. We're putting it together. Our kids are gelling. We got everything going. So week 4 to me was always the week where you felt like it was going to happen. You know, and in those days, week 4 was usually your first district game also.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's happening. That's about to happen. All these district games, and we'll keep an eye on all of those and how they shake out coming up. I haven't even really. What's our game of the week next week? We're going up to Georgia. Yeah, I think we're going up to Glenn County. By the way, that's I know we talk a lot about Northeast Florida teams. Camden's looked really good, Sully. Like Camden, They got it going back again last year and maybe even the year prior. There's a little stretch in there where it looked like they were off. I remember talking to Welton Coffee a bit, and I think mentioned just some of the zoning had changed there, and almost like you're seeing with a little like a Bartram Trail, where it's a little eye-catching, like, hey, they're not as good. Well, some of the zoning has changed the landscape, but it looks like they've got it. Coach Heron retired last year, and they're playing really well. And I know they've got the gauntlet coming up, but it's a fun place to see. If you haven't seen it, Camden County, when that place is cooking and rocking and they're playing good football, really good football, and really a fun place and fun atmosphere to see a game.
Yeah, and Coach Travis Rowland, who's the coach who won the state championship at Mainland 2 years ago before he left and went to Camden, is a good football coach. And the offensive coordinator was one of the guys that was at Lake Mineola and was the offensive coordinator there. And they had played at Mainland like 2 years, and Travis was like, I'm getting that guy to come and run the offense up there. And they've done a good job. The weight room's, everybody's talked about the weight room being tremendous, and they're going to always have kids. But he'll get it built up, and he'll get it going. And, their gauntlet is who they play. So, you could be 7-3 and be third in your region.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really good. Stuart always acknowledges how good that is when talking about all those regional teams, and those are a bunch of proud programs in that region for Camden County. So, hey, looking through some other scores, looks like Middleburg had no problem. I think it was 51-10 at one time. I think Coach Wolf's done a really nice job out there at Middleburg as well, and we probably don't talk about them enough. They've played the easier part of their schedule early. Right. It gets a little bit meatier as we go, but still, Coach Wolf's done a nice job out there at Middleburg.
Yeah, most definitely. Got the kids believing and got a bunch of kids out. They're playing hard and doing a really good job.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, guess what? Do you think we have a chance against Valdosta? Sure. Go get them, Wildcats. I have no idea. How good's Valdosta this year? Do you have any idea, Coach?
No, but I saw their coach makes a lot of money. I saw that the other day. They're usually pretty good.
Yeah. What else is new?
They're 5-0.
Yeah, they're 5-0. What else is new? There you go. Hey, nice job.
They got Valdosta and Lowndes, right?
Yeah. They get. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. Not about fun to play. All right, man. Big Jags game coming up Sunday. They got to get a W.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
All right. We'll see you over there. All right. Thanks, man. Go fishing and enjoy that coffee on the porch in the morning.
You got it.
All right, let's hit a commercial break, and then we got the Friday Night Blitz coming up. Chandler, how about that? And we'll be back with 11 o'clock at the Bands after the Friday Night Blitz, another Blitz at 11:15. We'll get the whole group together for a little breakdown of everything that happened. We'll have more scores for you and hopefully some reaction. We got reaction from a handful of games coming up in just a few minutes. Friday Night Blitz right now. Don't go anywhere on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items
If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
If you're not smart, pests will sneak up on you. Turner is reinventing pest control with innovative smart technology that ensures 24/7 monitoring and early detection with non-toxic solutions. Visit turnerpest.com today to get smart.
The best thing about our First Alert weather app is the real-time radar. A quick look on your phone and you'll know if rain is in the forecast now or 6 hours from now. And you can track it right down to your neighborhood. Download the Action News Jack's First Alert weather app today.
We We only have 30 seconds to tell you why Action News Jax is the place to turn to when storms hit. The only team with every meteorologist certified to forecast severe weather, so you can plan your day with confidence. The only team to receive an award from the Florida Disaster Foundation for keeping our communities safe during hurricanes. And the most experienced chief meteorologist in Jacksonville, Mike Burrish, so your forecast is built around accuracy. Action News Jax First Alert Weather. It's severe weather coverage you can count on. This is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Wrap up tackle.
I know that.
A heck of a year up in Nassau County for a number of our local teams, including the pictured Fernandina Beach Pirates. Plenty of Nassau County highlights to go around here on this edition of the Friday Night Blitz. And welcome into week number 5 of the Blitz. We got some great games on tap for you here over this next 30 minutes. And really, we've been at it now for a good 3 hours. Of course, that game started at 7:30, our game of the week of West Nassau and Yulee. We'll have those highlights in just a second, as well as a ton of other games on our Zone Blitz coverage. If you haven't been watching the Zone Blitz on our Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream or any of our social media channels, well, you've been missing out on Red Zone style coverage, which included a terrific ending of the St. Augustine Nease game. We'll get to that in a little bit, but as we usually do, let's go ahead and get this thing started with our Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
All right, let's do it, shall we? Yulee Hornets hosting their rivals from Callahan, West Nassau in our Game of the Week. First quarter, we got a tip drill. Yulee trying to make a play, but it's tipped into the air. Bryson Hodges there for the interception for West Nassau. Well, we move to the second quarter, still scoreless. Trey Vasquez taking it himself to the near side and into the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Yulee Hornets. It was 3-0 before that. That makes it 10-0 for the home team. To the third quarter now, Warriors on the goal line looking to punch it in, but the ball pops out. And this was a trend throughout the evening. A lot of turnovers in the red zone that Yulee would capitalize on. That is a fumble recovery. To the third, later in the third, still 10-0. And how about another pick? This is a nice play by West Nassau's Josh Stafford. Interception for the visitors. Let's go to the fourth. Yulee up 10-0. Warriors in their own end zone, basically, and lose the ball there. Hornets jump on it. Hands in the air. That's a touchdown, and that's an exclamation point on a 17-0 gritty, gutty victory for the home team Yulee Hornets over their rivals from West Nassau. Let's hear from Marcel Robinson and head coach Kyle Doherty after the big win at home.
I'm here with Victoria's head coach Kyle Doherty, affectionately known as KD. All right, now coming into this game, you had 2 undefeated teams. Somebody's had to go. Yep. It wasn't yours. How'd you get it done?
We got it done because of our preparation from January. Our kids bought in. A lot of turmoil last year, a lot of injuries. Had a leadership class that wasn't really ready to lead and was a little bit entitled. But these kids fought through it. They overcame. We redirected what we were doing in the entire offseason, and we came with a plan every single day. This victory was not because of one day tonight. This victory came in January when we bought in exactly what we wanted to do, and that's what came to fruition tonight.
It's funny because if you look at the score, you guys have had a lot of high-scoring games, as have they. 17-0. If you just look at the box score, you might think it was kind of a sloppier game, but you could tell just the emotion. This is exactly the type of game that it was. You guys coming through, fight through, being super physical, exactly the type of football you guys want to play.
Yeah, we like to play physical football. We got a great O-line to follow behind, great tight ends. We got good backs that run hard. That's just one, and our defense is really good in the box. I mean, we saw that tonight. We gave them a lot of fits on the defensive front. Turtle Ricks was unbelievable. I mean, he pressed the center into the quarterback several times. Putting up a goose egg against this football team, they score a lot of football points, but they run a wing T, and Waylon and Gunner do a great job over there. Like that thing is well regimented. Those kids execute. They do a phenomenal job coaching it up. Our boys execute our defensive game plan, and that's why we put up a goose egg, because we did our jobs.
Well, you guys keep playing football like that, you're going to win a lot more games, and I appreciate you turning down the bugs for me a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I sprayed that.
Baby. That's a head coach Kyle Doherty, winner of Yulee Holdings tonight over West Nassau. Let's toss it back to you guys.
Yeah, depending the time of year, the bugs in Yulee, no joke. You got to bring toughness to Yulee now.
Marcel was anticipating it. He was anticipating that might happen. So I'm sure he was the happiest guy at the field tonight. And that's week 5. West Nassau at Yulee here in our game of the week schedule. All in-county matchups this year. That's the theme that we have going.
By the way, it was a good 17-0's a little misleading.
It is. I mean, that was a late touchdown. It was 10-0 all the way until that late defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and West Nassau had the ball on the doorstep 3 times. So big plays by Yulee to win that game.
Big defensive plays for the Hornets. Next week, the city championship. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard of it, Brunswick and Glen Academy, kind of think about like Florida, Georgia, right? Half the stadium blue, half the stadium red. Well, they do that for sure up there in Glen County, and that's going to be our game of the week at 7:30 next week.
I thought Noah was losing his mind during the Yulee West Nassau game. Wait until he sees next week. Battle of Undefeateds as Santa Fe makes a trip to Fernandina Beach as we stay up there. Raiders get on the board first, but the Pirates drive down the field, and Fred Jones plows into the end zone and give the home team a 7-6 lead late in the first quarter. Santa Fe took a 13-7 lead. Big play for the Fernandina Beach defense. Beckham Rowe comes up with the interception, and he flips the field on a big return to the Raiders' 20-yard line. Had some friends in front of him, didn't he? Fernandina in a good position. Okay, touchdown saving tackle there. Good position to take the lead. They do just that. Fred again. Short distance. That was easy. Second rushing touchdown of the night. Fernandina up 14-13 midway through the first half, but Pirates drop their first of the year, 37-27 in a shootout.
How about IMG in town to meet the Mandarin Mustangs? Not really a fair fight anytime IMG plays against an actual real school. Already 28-0 for the visitors at this point. And how about Knox Annis? He finds Tion Weish. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's related to Tiant Weish, who graduated 2 years ago.
That was former Blitz Player of the Year.
That's right.
It's his brother?
That's right. I cannot imagine Tion and Tiant Weish are not related.
Yeah, by the way, the Jags players were there too.
Yeah, you saw them checking it out, but it was, This is why this team goes around the country and plays other all-star teams.
Because they have players from all around the country.
Because it's not a high school. Not an actual high school.
Look at that.
Trying to let you know it's not a real school.
Yeah, must be fun. Now over to Atlantic Coast, hosting Andrew Jackson. And let's get ready to play some football. First quarter action, Rocco Manego launches one deep to Jabari McMillan. Snags it. And that's a touchdown. Look at him go. Nothing in terms of friction in front of him. 7-0 later on in the second quarter. Manego launches it again. This time it's Ethan Redding coming down with it for the score, and that made it 21-0. Bombs away in this game for Atlantic Coast. Some explosive plays. And a couple plays later, the quarterback said, I'll just keep myself this time. I got this, fellas. He makes it 27-0. 33-6 was the final. Action Sports Shacks. Jason Hamby was there.
All right, Coach, dominant win tonight. What'd you love from your team?
Being consistent and execution. Guys listening to the coaches and doing what the coaches asked. And we had a good showing.
Tell me about your quarterback, Rocco Monaco, 4 total touchdowns in the first half alone. What did you like from him, spreading the ball all over the field?
Yeah, he's doing a great job seeing what we're seeing, and then him adding a little sprinkle of what he do and just making the throws and understanding the situations and playing pretty clean football. That was really good for him.
Dominant win. Now you got a bye week. How can this win kind of propel you for the rest of the season?
It shows our kids if we execute what we're practicing, we'll be pretty good.
Appreciate it, Coach. Congrats on the win.
All right,
thank you.
All right.
All right, guys, that's it from Atlantic Coast, 33-6. The Stingrays your winner. That's it for now. I'm Jason Hamby, Action Sports Jacks.
All right, appreciate that, Hambone. Let's go over to Nease, shall we? the Panthers taking on visiting St. Augustine. This game was awesome last year. Hey, guess what? It was awesome this year. Second quarter, Yellow Jackets down 10-7. Brenton James throwing it up. Guess who? Samarian Wingo comes down with it. Jackets take the lead 14-10. We go to the third quarter. How about the trickery? The backwards pass to Tyshawn Ford. He throws a forward pass to Braden Felder. All alone and into the end zone. Panthers retake the lead 17-14. Back and forth, back and forth. Third quarter, Jackets in the red zone. James to Wingo, but
I don't think that was Wingo.
that's not Wingo. That's an interception, it looks like.
Yeah, that's Cash, Calgo. Cash, big play.
Big play there for the Nease defense. This is James to Wingo.
Yes.
That's the touchdown we just mentioned there. Into the end zone. So that's 21-17. To the fourth now. Again, Trendell Anderson. And they're going to say he's in. Punches it in. That's your touchdown. That's your game winner. 28-24 as the Jackets make a defensive stand late on Nease and get the win for Brian Braddock and St. Augustine.
It was stressful. I mean, it was a great game. Hats off to Coach Drafts and Nease. They have an outstanding football team, and it took everything we had to hold on. And I just think it was a really great football game, and I'm really proud of our kids. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, but I don't think anybody can say that our kids haven't proven now this season that we can find a way.
They've beaten Bolles and now Nease. Impressive on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. How about Impact Christian? 3-0 hosting University Christian. Lions with the ball, but defense swarming for UC. Jadarius Thomas corrals the QB. Zion Davis knocks it free. Visitors recover. They hand it to Donovan Moss. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown Christians, who were called the Fighting Knights for like the first quarter for the PA. They eventually got it. They got there eventually. Lions look to answer. Big chunk here. Andrew Wright Jr. to Rashawn Clark. Huge pickup. Into the red zone they go, but this is what you can't do in the red zone. Interception. It's Amari Mack with the pick for UC, and at last check in the fourth, University Christian up a big 42-8 on Impact Christian.
All right, now over to Rivalry hosting Riverside. And watch the faces of these cheerleaders. That was after the extra point. It was not good. First drive, Riverside looking to start fast, but instead it's Kewan Smith with the pick, and Rivalry starts fast. Heck of a defensive play, and they're set up in good spots. Samari Limehouse Gillis punches it in, gets Rivalry on the board. Yeah, the official says it is good, and that's a touchdown. Later in the first quarter, Rivalry with the ball again. Limehouse Gillis, watch this. This is the last play of the first quarter. Fourth down play. They just throw it up for grabs. Breon Bethea points it like a Hail Mary for the touchdown. You know, he played at Riverside last year, so this game was meaningful to him. He had a one-handed pick earlier as well. But guess what? Riverside comes back. 21-20. They were down 12-0, and they beat Rivalry.
We got an early kickoff over at Jack Taylor Stadium for a rivalry game. Battle of the ditch here. Sandalwood and Fletcher. Early first quarter, Jamiri Jennings, he's going to find a gap, and good luck stopping him. Oh, he finally got to him. That's a big man to take down right there. They would score a couple plays later. Early second, it's 7-0. Cruz James Badgick finding Joshua Jones. Woo-hoo, nice touchdown there.
I like the receivers for Fletcher. They're good.
They've got some talented guys over there at the beach. 14-0 late second. It's 21. How about we do it again? Bajic to Jones, 28-zip. They'd go on to win 35-0. The Fletcher Senators get the job done over their rivals from Sandalwood.
Well, how about that? Some big games here in Nease. St. Augustine really turns into one of the great games of the night. Yeah. Some big plays in that football game, and we'll see where both teams go from here. We've got more, including Bolles and Oakleaf, speaking of big games.
Yeah, and we'll head north of the border, Camden County, undefeated, facing an undefeated team from South Florida. That's coming up next.
We're the Yulee Hornets, and you're watching the Friday Night Blitz.
Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
I tell you what, I think Kyle Dorr to be a fun guy to play for, don't you? He's done a great job with the program now, handful of years, and they get our game of the week. He's our coach of the week with a win over West Nassau in that rivalry. What a clash that is. Good football game up there tonight, 17-0 win for the Hornets. Welcome back to the Blitz. More fantastic matchups to get to, including the Bolles Bulldogs off a commanding win at BK last week, taking on undefeated Oakleaf tonight.
Yeah, Coach Foy has worked hard to schedule hard. He's had some really good games. They just beat Hawthorne last week. They have a stacked district schedule coming up. Well, tonight, a good chance to learn against a really good Bolles team. Oakleaf Knights taking on the Bulldogs. And how about a little bit of trickery from Bolles? We love trickery on the show.
Yeah, we do.
As much as possible. It's Naeem Burrows taking that handoff and passing. Camden Teetsy pulls it in 21-6. So not only can Burrows catch it for touchdowns, the Clemson commit, he can throw it too. 24-0 Bulldogs when Jaden Weatherly throws to Burrows, 24-6, excuse me. That makes it 31-6. So yeah, like I said, he can catch it and he can throw it. Later on, Knights trying to make something happen in this one. How about Jack McKissick scrambling, loses the football. Asher Giddo recovers, and he's going to take it in for a Bulldog touchdown. Giddo, a top 10 ranked player in the class of 2028, by the way. All Bolles, they go on to win 38-6. Here is Olivia Tasley.
All right, Olivia Tasley here with another win for Coach Toblin here at Oakleaf High School this time. Coach, it took all three phases. Your defense kept them to 6 points. Let's talk about that first and foremost. How good was your defense tonight?
They were unbelievable, and that's a really good offense that scores a lot of points, and that I'm really proud of the secondary, but more important, like the defensive line. And like in any level of football, it comes down to pressure, and that our guys won up front and did an unbelievable job and made their life difficult, and that really proud of the effort that they were playing with down in, down out.
And they also sealed the deal with that last fumble recovery at the end to get you up to 38 points. How fun is that to end it on that note?
No, it is, and like that's, that is, it's difficult because we have a lot of respect for Oakleaf, and like in our mind, hey, look, the game's over, and then that happens, and obviously we're excited, for our guys, and they're out there playing hard and making plays, and that's one of our mantras. Like the scoreboard doesn't dictate how we play. Like we'd be up by 100, we'd be down by 100, like we only play one way. And so those guys out there doing that, like I'm super excited for them.
Thank you, Coach. Enjoy the win tonight.
Thank you very much.
Have a good rest of your night.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Olivia Tasley, that's Coach Toblin right there. He'll head to the bus with another win under his belt.
Yeah, it seems like St. Augustine loss woke them up a bit. They've been playing really well. Over to Camden County we go. The Wildcats take on Royal Palm Beach. Second quarter, Camden up 7-0. David Coleman Jr. in the Wildcat takes it 25 yards to the house for the Wildcats.
The Wildcat scored in the Wildcat against the Wildcats.
Nothing.
Okay.
Late in the second, Camden up 16-0 because of a safety. William Jackson heaves one up to Coleman Jr. And watch this now. Just weaves through traffic. Thought this guy was going to catch him right there. Bad angle. See you. 83 yards. Camden up 23-0. Early in the third, Julian Daly. It's his turn now. And that's just right up the gut. Yeah. That's the easy stuff. Wildcats up 30-0. Later in the third, William Jackson would find Trenton Hamilton, and Camden County is rolling.
They're having
some fun. They should be having fun. They're playing really good football at the outset of the year. 37-20 was the final. It really wasn't that close. Travis Rowland after the game as his Cats stay unbeaten.
Man, we play well. Honestly, our starting defense got a shutout tonight, and that's the biggest part for us. All the guys that rotate in, I think we play about 16 guys on defense, and those guys play shutout football for the entire time they were out there all the way through the fourth quarter. So beyond proud of those dudes because that was the thing last year where we couldn't really get stops like we needed to, and everybody was able to score on us and do whatever. And this year, the last few weeks, we've been able to play really good defense. And offensively, same thing, play turn-free football. The only 2 times we got stopped tonight, 3 times I think we turned it over. And so as long as we continue not to do that, we'll be okay.
Shout out to our fans of the week at Middleburg Construction and Neon Week.
That's a popular one.
Neon
Construction Week.
It's an easy one. Yeah, construction. Maybe that's just where you get the bright colors. How about it? Undefeated Broncos taking on an in-county foe in the Ridgeview Panthers. And second snap of the game. So, backflip over there. Gino Addison taking the handoff, and he's taking it all the way. Gets behind the defense, and he is gone. 7-0 Broncos. Panthers, they got on board with a field goal, so that makes it 7-3 at this point. Mason Backus dropping back and looking left. You'll find Jordan Williams. This is a 65-yard scamper. Hey, Broncos pretty good now. They're off to a 5-0 start with the 51-16 victory over Ridgeview.
Thanks for getting those highlights, Weber. Trinity Christian continuing its long series with Columbia out in Lake City. Zachary Green, he plays for Trinity Christian. He plays defense. Whee! That's an interception for number 14. So a good start on the defensive side of things early on. Terry Henry and Jalen Underwood, then they combine for a sack. So Columbia's defense getting after it. Trinity's defense getting after it. Sooner or later, people would score. Xavier Collins to Brandon Lovett, and Columbia's got themselves a touchdown. Then a little bit later, after he gets into the end zone, Columbia in control of this football game. Kyron Caldwell across the middle, pulls it in. Beautiful throw. Tigers win over Trinity. Trinity 1-4, 27-20.
Fort White playing host to Union County as we stay out there in Columbia County. And the home team from 18 yards out, Xavier Gibson makes the catch, stays on his feet, goes to the far side and into the end zone. 7-0 Fort White. Very next drive, how about an 80-yard touchdown pass? Those are fun. This is Jaden Jackson, your quarterback. And how did he get that away? I mean, this guy, we don't even see the receiver. He's so fast.
If you drove from the station to Union County and I drove to Fort White, who would get to where first?
Union County's closer than Fort White.
Okay.
Yeah. 47-0. Indians get the win.
There you go. Brought to you by MapQuest. Creekside down in Orlando to meet Winter Park. Creekside coming off that big win over Bartram Trail, and the offense starting to click a bit for the Knights. It struggled early on. Jackson Earl and the Wildcat, that's been a popular move into the end zone. He scored 3 times on this night, and here he is for another time. He appeared on the Blitz Breakdown this past Monday night. Takes sole responsibility for a strong performance. That's called a bump. You can watch that show 8 o'clock on Mondays. Winter Park, though, does come back to win 45-29.
Up in Glynn County, Brunswick continues their winning ways as they absolutely dominated Greenbrier. Grant Moore to Wasim Murray. This makes it 7-0. Touchdown for the Pirates. Remember, game of the week next week. Brunswick, Glynn Academy. Can't wait for that one.
The Player of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Beachside won last night, but this is for Maddox Hunstead's performance last week. 8 catches, 150, had another 120 last night, and the Barracudas win over Ponte Vedra, and then they got a win last night over Bishop Kenny.
More to come here on the Blitz, including your play of the week. It's not one of these 9, but these are 9 good plays. We'll be right back on the Blitz.
Pick one.
We're West Nassau Warriors, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz.
Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz. Sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
You're playing varsity. I got to play middle linebacker with my older brother, so that was pretty cool. He played Mike, I played Will, and that was pretty fun to be able to play back there together, kind of run the show.
That's pretty cool about Danny Strigow. Hopefully it's cool on Sunday when the Jags play Houston. Huge game. Look at the lineup. We've got you covered all day Sunday with Action Sports Jax.
The Smart Play of the Week is brought to you by the FSCJ Manta Rays.
One of the biggest wins of the week belongs to St. Augustine. And how about this play? Brenton James going up top. Samarian Wingo through a crowd, pulls it in.
How did he get through there?
Big touchdown for Wingo. He gets it done. So do the Jackets. They beat their rivals from Nease.
We showed you just about every play in the Friday Night Zone Blitz of that one. It was fun all the way till 10. Then we've been talking about it ever since. Coming up next, Band of the Week till 11:15, another Friday Night Blitz, and then we'll recap until midnight.
Well, we leave you now with the Band of the Week, Atlantic Coast, the Stingrays performing earlier this evening.
Watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up for the Viking marching band from Wayans High School.
This is Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Wrap up, tap. I know that. Heck of a year up in Nassau County for a number of teams, including Fernandina Beach. Plenty of Nassau County highlights to come. They are undefeated, and, well, a couple others, too, including our game of the week we'll get to. Welcome to Week 5 of the Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber. We're in the middle of, what's this, hour 4 of our high school football coverage tonight?
That sounds about right. We've been at it for a little while here.
Take it until midnight on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7
right. So
network.
even after this is done, stay tuned on Action Sports Jacks, and we'll have that for you. But let's start with their game of the week.
The Game of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
We've got the Yulee Hornets playing host to their rivals from Callahan, West Nassau. First quarter, Yulee trying to make a play, but we got a tip drill. Bryson Hodges there for the interception. West Nassau, they would not, however, turn it into points. A turnover for Yulee. They take it back to the second quarter, 3-0, when Trey Vasquez takes it himself into the end zone. That would make it 10-0 Yulee. Later on in the third, still 10-0. Warriors threatening. They're on the goal line, but oh no, a fumble inside the 5. Yulee recovers. They've got the ball, and that's a big play for the Hornet defense. 10-0 still. Hornets trying to air it out. We got defense all over the place. Josh Stafford this time, interception for West Nassau. So they stayed in it as long as they absolutely could. This in the fourth quarter, and this was really the one that kind of put it away. A fumble recovered by the Hornets. They jump on it in the end zone. That sets your final score, 17-0. Yulee gets the win.
Well, battle of undefeateds as Santa Fe makes a trip to Fernandina Beach. Raiders would get on the board first, the visitors, but the Pirates drive down the field. Fred Jones plows it in the end zone, gives the home team a 7-6 lead late in the first quarter. Santa Fe retakes the lead 13-7, and then a big play for the Fernandina Beach defense. Beckham Rowe comes up with the interception, flips the field on a big return to the Raiders' 20-yard line. Almost was more, but this is a nice tackle right at the end to trip him up. Good hustle, good play, but Fernandina Beach in good position, and they dial up Fred Jones again. He walks into the end zone. Second rushing touchdown of the night, 14-13.
So
now
Pirates.
Fred Jones. Pirates dropped their first of the year, though, at the end of the day, 37-27.
Perhaps our game of the night, not the technical game of the week, but the game that ended up being the best. Nease and St. Augustine at Nease. Second quarter, how about this? From the Yellow Jackets, Brenton James into a crowd. Well, Samari Wingo's in that crowd,
How
so
did
he
he
says,
catch that?
I'm just gonna catch this. 14-10, Jackets would take the lead. Third quarter now, trickery. Tyshawn Ford with the halfback pass. Then he finds Braden Felder. He'll take it into the end zone.
Good play.
Touchdown, Panthers. They go back ahead 17-14. You like that James Wingo connection? Well, they do it again in the third quarter.
Good idea.
Wingo scores 21-17. We go to the fourth after Nease had retaken the lead. Here comes Trendell Anderson punching it in, and that is the game-winning score for St. Augustine. 28-24. They knock off Nease and avenge last year's loss.
IMG in town to meet Mandarin. Not really a fair fight. Anytime IMG plays a real school, and Mandarin's a real school. Already 28-0 visitors from Bradenton when Knox Annis hits Tion Weich. Likely related to Tion Weich from a couple years ago, was our Friday Night Blitz Player of the Year. Jags players in attendance to see it as well, so they liked it. Good support from the Jaguars. That's pretty cool.
Josh at
Mike
4A.
Norvell was there as well from Florida State. But at the end of the day, IMG was really there too. In a big way, they beat Mandarin.
Let's go to Atlantic Coast, hosting Andrew Jackson, Kevin Sullivan Bowl.
That's right.
First quarter, your quarterback, Rocco Manago, going to launch one deep to Jabari McMillan over the middle, in stride, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown, 7-0 Stingrays. Later on in the second quarter, Manago, and you know, he's ready to launch this one again, going to the air. Oh yeah, Ethan Redding on the other end behind the defense again, takes it in for a 21-0 lead. And just a couple plays later, Manago going to keep it himself this time on the ground and in. Big win for Atlantic Coast, 33-6 over Jackson. We'll be right back on the Blitz.
The Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Coach of the Week. And this week it goes to Kyle Doherty from the Yulee Hornets, and they always have quite the celebration anytime they win Coach of the Week. Big thanks to our partners with Jaguars Prep and Whataburger.
5-0 for the first time in school history is what we hear. Oakleaf Knights take on the Bolles Bulldogs. Trickery from the Bulldogs. Right off the rip, Naeem Burrows takes the handoff. Throws to Camden Teetsy. And that puts Bolles up 21-6. When Bolles is out front, they are tough to catch.
Tough to catch up to.
Jaden Weatherly throws it up to Burrows and, or down to Bolles. He goes down to get it. Bolles up 31-6. They win it 38-6.
Let's go up north to Camden County. Wildcats taking on the Wildcats from Royal Palm Beach down in South Florida. Second quarter, Camden's already ahead 7. David Coleman Jr. says, let's make it 14, as the Wildcat takes it into the end zone using the Wildcat against the Wildcats. Late in the second, it was 16-0 after a safety. Camden County's once more, William Jackson heaving it up, and
nice moves.
Nice cutback and another touchdown. 37-20 was your final score as David Coleman takes it in. Not nearly as close as 37-20. All the backups is when those scores happen for Royal Palm.
The undefeated Middleburg Broncos looking to keep their perfect season going, hosting the Ridgeview Panthers. Second snap of the game. That means it's early. Geno Addison gets the handoff, finds the gap, and see you later. Broncos up 7-0. Panthers held to a field goal, so it's now 7-3. Broncos quarterback Mason Backus.
I went one way in the 10:30. You can go the other way in the 11. One of us got it right.
Well, whatever way
I think I went Bacchus.
You want me to say.
Bacchus,
Jordan
maybe.
Williams for a 65-yard touchdown.
Bacchus. They'll let us know.
Let us know. Same thing. Monago.
Yeah.
Hey, Middleburg wins big.
No pronouncers on Max Preps. Impact Christian 3-0 hosting University Christian over at Fort Family Park. Lions with the ball, but defense swarms for UC. Jadarius Thomas corralling the QB. Zion Davis knocks it loose. University Christian recovers. They hand it to Donovan Moss. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown UC. 7-0. Lions looking to answer. And how about this big play from the Lions? Andrew Wright Jr. going up top. You give the ball there to Rashawn Clark. Catches that thing. Gets him in the red zone, but they would not score on that drive as UC gets the win 42-16.
Let's go to Rebound hosting Riverside. First drive of the game. There's the reaction to a missed extra point, by the way. Riverside looking to start fast, but that pass is picked off by Kewan Smith. Nice return. Some momentum early for the home team. The Trojans then set up this. Samori Limehouse Gillis, he's number 7. He's got the tush push. Reball on the board with the score. Later in the first quarter, Reball with the ball again. And this is the last play of the first quarter. Limehouse Gillis.
Just throw it up there, right?
He should have thrown it. It's 4th down, too. So they needed something big. Triple coverage. Remember, Samori Wingle did this for St. Augustine. Breon Bethea does it, too. How did he catch that? He played at Riverside last year. He also had a pick. That game meant something to him. But Riverside rallies late and beats Reball 21-20.
We had an early kickoff out at the beach. Fletcher, Sandalwood, battle for the ditch. Always a great rivalry between these two. We go early first quarter, and we hand it to Jamiri Jennings. Big number 21, rumbling.
He is bigger than everybody.
He's large. He is going, and in a good way, as he is hard to stop. They would score shortly thereafter. Early second quarter, 7-0. Cruz James Bajek to Joshua Jones.
Body control.
Very good. Not once, but twice as Bajek and Jones connect for this touchdown as well. Fletcher gets the job done, 35-0. Big win for the Senators.
Trinity Christian continuing its long series with Columbia out in Lake City. A fun matchup. Two proud programs. Zachary Green, he's number 14 for Trinity. He's now got the football and he's playing defense. That's called an interception. Good tackle, or it could have been more. Terry Henry and Jalen Underwood combined for a sack for Columbia. So we've got defense all over the place. Not surprising. Eventually, we land on some offense, though. Xavier Collins to Brandon Lovett for Columbia. And there would be more offense for the Tigers. They win 27-20. Columbia against St. Augustine, 2 undefeateds next week.
of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Bad player of the week is Maddox Hunstead. He's from Beachside. 8 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns in the Cougars' 33-20 win over Ponte Vedra. That was last week. Had another 120 yards last night for Beachside in a win.
Brunswick. There's Hezzy Kent, the large one. Number 7, committed to Florida.
Tight end.
This is Grant Moore to Wasim Murray. Early touchdown for Brunswick makes it 7-0. But I really want to show you Grant Moore on a scrambling touchdown. Here's your quarterback. He keeps it. And this is a 70-yard touchdown run. Little cutback, looking for blockers, still going. He's got a blocker. He's got a guy right on him, and he still is able to get to the end zone at the last second. 42-0, all Brunswick.
Creekside down in Orlando to meet Winter Park. Early going, and the offense was going for the Knights. Jackson Earl and the Wildcat into the end zone. He's really become a big part of their offense. He's really a safety. He's a defensive guy, but, well, if it works, do it again. And they did. Earl again. He appeared on the Blitz Breakdown this past Monday night, so
call
a little bump.
That's a
right?
bump. The bump.
Tune into that show, 8 o'clock every Monday night. Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Creekside does lose, though, 45-29.
The Smart Play of the Week is brought to you by the FSCJ Manta Rays.
And for our play of the week, we're going to go with Brenton James going up top to Samarian Wingo. Big win for the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets as they get it done against Nease on the Friday Night Blitz. Appreciate everyone joining us here this evening. We'll do it again next week. Glenn Brunswick, game of the week. We'll see you.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Morning. And then I hope there's pizza left. Woo! There always is.
There's one.
I know you already had. Yeah, hell yeah. As you should.
Welcome back into the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber here with you as we hit the 11:30 portion of our show as a week of high school football has come and gone, Brody, and man, it was an eventful one.
Yeah, it was absolutely electric. A lot of things happened tonight. An upset happened, and some big upsets happened. Some didn't, and there's Brent. I'm going to get out of his seat now.
Well, you could have stayed there. You were in the middle of a sentence.
Big dog. Just let you have it.
I don't know.
I'm like a poodle, not a big dog.
You're a big
dog. Nah, you got big dog. You're a big dog, man.
There you go. You got that. You're on now.
Sweet.
What were you saying?
Yeah, a lot of big games tonight. Oh, yeah, a lot of big games tonight, especially the Nease St. Augustine one. I know we're definitely going to talk a lot about that. We all clean sweep that with 4 picks for Nease. And we're definitely going to hear a lot of noise on social media after that, and we love it. We love it. Let's keep it going, man. That's awesome.
You want to read live comments?
I just know that we got tagged with like some laughing emojis. I think Samarian Wingo took a shot at us in his in our prove it comment, prove us wrong, and he said proved it on his Instagram story. And then there were 20 players at least that shared that graphic on when we posted it on Instagram Wednesday. They shared it on their social medias, just like bulletin board material. They'd have all right, we see how you're going, and they were all over it. And you know what? I looked at that graphic, and you could go back to the Blitz Breakdown on Monday night. And I was like, we're gonna post this graphic with all 4 of us picking Nease. And St. Augustine's going to win. Because
I think when we all saw the board, once it was finalized, we just all thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Because, when you see a clean sweep, especially because, usually you see a clean sweep when it's a big favorite in the game. But that's not what it was at all. We just all decided to pick Nease on that matchup. It could have gone either way. We all knew that.
And listen, I think that going into the game, is St. Augustine's defense going to be able to step up? St. Augustine's defense has struggled. They're coming off of a week in which they gave up 41 to Riverside, who I believe lost to Rivalry tonight.
No, they did win, 21-20.
Oh, they did come back. But yeah, Riverside has not gotten off to the greatest start this year. Yeah. It hasn't been a high-powered offense.
It's really weird. They lost to Orange Park. They almost lost to Rivalry, yet they hung with St. Aug.
Yeah, they put up 41 on that defense.
Yeah.
St. Aug's defense had struggled in these bigger games, so I think the thought going into it was that offense has proven what they needed to prove. We think that Nease's offense is really good, and St. Augustine's defense has not been good. St. Augustine's defense showed up tonight, and they made stops, and they made plays, and they got the win because of it.
Yeah, they did. And, I was sitting there thinking about the last week during the picks of the Nease St. Aug, and I was thinking about, Nease hit a little bit of a lull there against Fletcher. You expect Nease, that high-powered offense, probably you can almost expect them to get 30-something points or higher. And in that game, I think they scored 23 points against Fletcher. And, to be honest, I looked over it, and I was like, you know what? They probably just, didn't have the best day, and they're going to show up next week. But St. Aug's defense came in, and they played a great game.
Listen, to be honest, we were watching every play of that one. Both defenses played pretty well. Both defenses came up with – it wasn't like they were stout, but they came up with big plays.
But you can't really do that against those offenses.
Yeah, I think it was – it was wild. It was maybe a 5-play stretch, and they would make a big play. It would be a negative play, too, or it would be a pick, or it would be whatever. So those are big plays to slow down a potent offense. And both offenses were moving. And last drive of the game, both teams benefited from a PI call, and St. Aug turned it into points. Nease could not, but on third down, there was a big almost sack that turned into a 5-yard loss on a short completion. Actually, Pfeiffer threw it left-handed.
We saw that one, yeah. We were watching it in the booth.
And then the fourth down play was a pretty good play. It was just good play all around. I think my initial thought was he got there early.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah, it looked like he got there early, but I don't know if they're calling that.
It's a bang-bang play on fourth down in the game-deciding moment.
Yeah. I don't know if you're getting that at any level, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a hard one to call. I didn't think I thought they called it right, to be honest. Initial reaction, I agree. Thought it was early.
But it's bang-bang, and in those spots, in those game-changing moments, if it's that close, then you don't throw the flag.
Yeah, you just let it go. Yeah. So, hey, great win. Last time St. Aug beat Bolles, and now Bolles has routed a couple of people. They woke them up. We'll see what St. Aug does to Nease. I don't think Nease need to be woken up.
No.
I just think it will help. You know, we all know Colin Drass uses everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so this will be this is why these games are good for all these teams, because you take a hit, now you get refocused a little bit, maybe antes up your focus.
And they got a big matchup next week against Buchholz.
Another big one. Yeah, so there's some fun matchups. St. Aug plays Columbia next week, both undefeated.
Oh, that's nice. Could be a good one.
I'm going to be honest. I think St. Augustine rolls in that game. I don't think that one's close.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how good Columbia is. They beat Trinity tonight 27-20, but Trinity, where are they, right? 1-4 now.
Yeah.
Again, they're playing a lot of hard teams, but I will say
their losses are all like good losses.
Yeah. But I thought they would. Again, I haven't watched much Columbia football at all. Like, I'm not even too familiar with their program or anything. But undefeated going into St. Aug. St. Aug, again, we mentioned Riverside. They didn't have the best game, especially defensively. I mean, their offense lit it up. So
Brian Allen's really good out there in Columbia. I think I saw he got his 100th win today.
Yeah, he did.
So really good coach, and took a hiatus and then came back. And that's such a proud program. Really good, cool atmosphere out there in Lake City, Columbia. They love their football.
I remember going out for a baseball game.
Yeah.
Ty's senior year.
Yeah.
And they had like inflatable, like the stuff you see outside of a car dealership. They had those at the top of the bleachers the wavy guys. I'd like to get out there and see
cool baseball stadium too.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's just, it seems like a really good high school sports town.
Yeah.
I'd love to get out there to see a game, and maybe I'm completely wrong about this. Maybe Columbia is the real deal, because I'm going to be honest, like Brody said, I've never seen a Columbia football game. I don't know much about their program.
Well, pick against them. They'll be happy about it.
Oh, they love
Everybody's
it.
getting happy when we
Everyone
pick against it.
I know. I mean, they love it. There's nothing, we're learning, I think, there's nothing more powerful than the underdog mentality. When you get guys to buy in that we're the underdogs, it just lights a fire.
Yeah,
when we're at West Nassau, and they're telling us that, Chandler and Coach Sully, they both picked West Nassau to win that game, and at Yulee, everybody posted on like all the players' lockers, like our picks.
That graphic was taped to every single locker. It was in players' cars, and then at the end of the game, they had it. They were up on the bench, and at the end of the game, the mascot came over and handed it to one of the players. Gets up on the bench, stands up, showing it to the crowd. And
hey, you're famous up there, Chandler.
Everybody knows my name now. They're in Yulee.
Big fans of Chandler and Yulee.
Which is that's not a bad thing. Sully took some heat. He picked Oakleaf to beat Bolles.
I did that too. I thought Oakleaf, they'd put together back-to-back really good games. They won those big games last year. They're at home, and they just seem to do such a good job against those types of opponents.
Yeah.
And it was kind of that gut feeling, like I thought it was going to be a close game, and it was not. Like, Bolles was just better. And, I mean, my gut was just, like, telling me Oakleaf, and a couple weeks ago, my gut was telling me St. Augustine against Bolles. I picked Bolles, so I was like, I'm not making that mistake this week.
Yeah,
then 38-6.
It's tough to tell who's good, how good people are. It's not that not good, it's just like how good you are. Because when you play Bolles, you got to be really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't have that feel on Oakleaf yet. I'm not sure. They beat Riverside early, 23-14. They've come back with some really nice wins against Fleming and some others. So, and I know Coach Foy's a fantastic coach. They always have talent. McKissick's a good quarterback. Like, they've got stuff. It's just they also lost stuff. So how good are they? Like, what level of good compared to, again, Bolles? We found out Bishop Kenny, like, off to a good start. Beat UC. Okay, Bolles, woof. That was a step up in class. Great game. One we haven't talked about a lot because Beachside beat Bishop Kenny last night, 35-31. Eddie Jordan throws for 500 plus. Beachside looks like they're now clicking to where we thought when we were talking earlier in the year. It was expected that Beachside was going to have a really good offense.
Yeah.
And it looks like they do now that Jordan's back in the fold. But BK right there too. Like, where is BK in the grand scheme of things? I think we're still trying to figure it out halfway through the year.
I think that's back-to-back 500-yard games for Eddie Jordan, too.
Is it? Who did they play last week?
They played Ponte Vedra.
Did he
I might have got fed a wrong stat, but I thought I heard something like that, too. I'm not sure.
Well, he's back. He missed the first couple of games. And
he's lighting it up.
And now he's lighting it up.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know for sure because I saw the stat line, 5 touchdowns, 500 yards.
Last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 525 or 535.
And I heard
That's a day now. 4 100-plus yard receivers.
Oh, wow.
Spread that ball around. That's
pretty good.
There was one of them, I don't know his name, and sorry for him, but I remember seeing against Ponte Vedra, one kid caught 3 touchdowns.
Is it Hunstead?
That rings a bell. Man,
he was our player of the week. Whataburger Jaguars prep player of the week.
And he caught some great balls and just got up there. He looks like a lengthy receiver he looks tall. I don't know how tall he is, but he looks tall receiver. And I saw him get up there and catch some great catches against Ponte Vedra. But yeah, Beachside, and I agree. And there's also a thing with these great teams that go up against each other. Styles make matchups. You know what I'm saying? Just because Bolles was our number one. Stylistically, maybe St. Aug had a really good chance against them because their receivers matched up very well against their DBs that game. And, you just never know where it can go sometimes.
No. Chandler, look at the shade. You got the metas on, Chandler? You got to take a shot of yourself, Chandler.
See if I can get
I want to see this. Let's go. I got to get your own self up there.
Yeah, let me try to get this.
Push that
Where's
button.
the producer cam?
We 51-48. That was a game that we didn't mention out there. We should mention, though, I think Baker County beat Baldwin 51-48? Or did Baldwin beat Baker County?
Baker County won.
Baker County won 51-48. We kind of wondered if that would be a good game. Turned out to be a great game. So there were some good ones. You mentioned Riverside Rebalt. What else did we say? Creekside lost 45-29.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
they led 20-10 at halftime.
Yeah, they were up in that game, and Creekside kind of strange this year so far. Jackson Earl, by the way, had your guest Monday night. We just gave him the bump from Monday's show. He had 3 touchdowns. So the Monday Blitz Breakdown bump is a real deal thing.
He had 3 touchdowns tonight? Was it all in that?
All the
Wildcat, yeah. Was it just short yardage runs?
Mostly short. Yeah, I mean, the second one that we had a highlight of was 5 or 6 yards. It wasn't like a yard, but it wasn't also 25
You get down in the
yards.
red zone, you run that, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's working out very well from all the Wildcat plays I've seen. I mean, I saw him line up against Nease. Didn't work out for him, but, that's not going to work on Nease with a lot of teams. But
Fletcher handled Sandalwood. I'll tell you one thing I like about Fletcher, because we just showed him, I think it's, I'm going to say his name wrong now. I don't have it in front of me. Is it Joshua Jones? And I think they have another receiver, DeAndre Smith, if I'm not mistaken. Those two guys, is he an Iowa commit?
Yeah.
Those two guys, it's weird to see Fletcher be able to throw it and catch it like that. They've had receivers in the past, but they're not like every year like that. They more like pound it and beat you defense and run it. And those two receivers are good. And I really like the way they're playing. I know they didn't have as much success against Nease, so hats off to Nease, but they've been really good most of the year. They bounced back with a huge win over Sandalwood.
yeah, good for Fletcher. Haven't caught much games from them this year, but I've seen some good highlights, and I'm very excited to call that Fletcher-Mandarin game. I think Fletcher can give them a good run for their money that week if they show up and have a good scrappy mindset. Maybe they see our predictions and they get hyped up and play.
There we go. There we go, Dazzler.
It's real sunny in here. These lights are bright.
That is an awesome look.
That is a good look for you.
Yeah.
Backwards hat brings it all together.
It does.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the glasses can see clearly. It would get the bill, so I had to rock the.
Yeah,
the
you
back.
told me that. I might steal those from you for the Dream 18. Think I look good in those shades?
Yeah, I think so.
I can pull that off.
Yeah, I think you pull it off.
We have to say that, though. He's our boss.
Those are the metas. I like it. Might have to get myself a pair.
I'm still trying to learn all the new stuff on there.
You got like the perfect look for that though, like the stash, the backwards hat.
You got it all going.
Like
it works.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
I do want to add one thing about Fletcher though, because you talked about their offense. Their defense has been what stood out to me. Like I don't think they didn't blow things away against Nease. I don't think they blew out Sandalwood tonight with their offense. Their defense has been the unit that's really stepped up. 13 points they allowed against Rebalt, 8 against Parker, 6 against Atlantic Coast, 22 against Nease is a good number.
22 against Nease is really good.
That's a defensive unit that I'm really excited to see against Mandarin when we get them in a few weeks. Hey, Stuart.
Hey, guys.
Have we changed that game?
How we
Were
doing?
we always doing Fletcher Mandarin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always on there. Looks
No
good.
changes
Looks
yet.
good.
No
now.
changes
Yeah, we
yet.
haven't had to. No one's been flexed.
No, it's flexed. I figured you guys had talked to Stuart already into flexing.
No.
Not yet, huh?
Not yet.
It's on the horizon.
They don't want to drive a long way. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, they got no problem.
No, we're driving an hour and 15
next
next
week.
week.
To go to
You are driving up
Pump
north.
for Georgia next
Yeah, they're
week.
fired up, man.
Good.
I like this. Is what's fun about these. They love being up
Not
there
jaded.
in Nassau County. They love.
Oh,
they don't
Nassau
live in
County
the
was
cone.
amazing.
And they're going to wait till you see next week. Next week's going to be one you'll enjoy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this week, shout out to Yulee, because that was great hospitality, for our broadcast, our operation. The fans for both sides, West Nassau and Yulee, showed out. There wasn't an empty seat half an hour before kickoff. Standing room only. Everyone was into the game. The student section was one of the best I've seen in the area. And they had fireworks. They had a cannon.
Nice, good. Yeah.
It was
massive concession stands in the back too, with a lot of stuff. They're selling these like big slushy lemonade things, man.
Yeah.
They just had it made, man.
Just that small town football vibe.
Yeah, well, it is. It's
I had a smile on my face the whole time, man. It was great.
Did you get one of the lemonade slushy things?
You got a free burger.
A burger, out of
Yeah,
baby.
we got free food this week.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
See?
shout out to KD and the gang for helping you guys
We're
out.
going to have to get old
Love that.
Shady Dancer to go up there, too. He's going to be missing out on the free food.
I know. He gets his Donatos.
I was going to say, is he getting his Hamby outfit ready for Halloween? What's he doing back there? It's got that's like a Hamby look I'd expect to see.
Oh, we got Olivia crashing it now.
That's cool. Cool. Someday you guys will go to Baker County. You haven't been there yet, right?
Did you see their score,
I
by
played
the way?
there before.
He played there. Your cousin plays there now,
Yeah,
right?
my cousin plays there
Baker
too.
County's
Yeah,
a
I've
good
been to a
spot.
few Baker County games.
They
It's
beat,
nice.
They beat Baldwin 51-48 tonight.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Holy
Fun game.
Yeah, fun game. It's like I see that score and I'm like, nah, maybe we should have been there. Then I'm like, it also probably just ended like 10 minutes ago. So,
Was Baldwin undefeated going in that game?
I think so.
They were undefeated.
They were on.
yeah.
They were.
Yeah, they might have been.
Yeah.
I mean, hats off to Baker County. That's a big win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Baker's a little young. They're a little young this year as they rebuild it. But keep an eye on Baldwin in Baker County now. Baldwin specifically. Have we had Baldwin yet?
We covered them playing Englewood at one point.
I think we got them versus Ed White last game.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. They are on the schedule this year.
Knowing that schedule.
That's good.
Baby Chandler.
Yeah, I live 1 week at a time, so you gotta one game at a time.
You
kinda
made the
look at it.
schedule.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
I did. That was a while. That feels like a year ago.
It was like 5 years ago.
The first month and a half of football season just feels like so long.
True that. That is
so
true.
long.
Chandler asked me right before we came on what I'm doing in the spring. I told him I don't know what I'm doing 2 weeks from now.
I like a good guy that can plan ahead, though, Chandler. That's good.
Yeah.
What else? We got anything else from tonight?
We should
Did we miss any games?
We should probably talk
IMG
about.
Mandarin. We haven't said anything.
Oh yeah,
about
that
IMG
too.
Mandarin.
That's not really much to say.
There's not. The only thing to say
We
is
had a
me and
helicopter
Mandarin
there.
Picked me and Brody picked Mandarin.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys
Yeah,
are thinking.
yeah, that's
904.
There's a-
what I was
Brody. You
thinking.
want to tell the story? You want to say why you picked Mandarin?
So
You were afraid what they were going to say if you didn't?
no, I mean no. Noah always sends out the text of the games in our group chat. Me, Chandler, and Noah's group chat. And he sends the games in, and I saw parentheses next to the IMG team, so I immediately thought it was the. I didn't read what was in it, but I immediately just thought it was the IMG White team.
IMG White,
yeah.
Second team.
So I was like, oh, it's it's no question Mandarin.
Which, if there's any indication that is not an actual school, the fact that they have second and third teams of their main team that have to go play actual. The IMG White one plays like an actual high school football schedule. I remember they played Ponte Vedra the last couple of years. Like, they actually play high schools in Florida because they're more like an actual high school football team.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one, which I think this past Saturday was playing in, I don't know, Nevada or somewhere randomly. Like, they were playing around the country, these other teams. And it's like,
They got a New
I don't
Jersey
know.
team on their schedule.
Do
But
they?
because Brody had said earlier this week he thought it was one of the he thought it was IMG White, so I made sure I emphasized in the text that it's the national team to let everyone know.
Yeah, I'm just a lazy reader. That's all it was.
Yeah, I would go check IMG's schedule, but Max Preps went down for a good chunk of the night.
Did it?
Really?
Yeah.
I know they got a
yeah.
team from New Jersey on there.
Okay.
They got New Jersey, Nevada, Alabama.
It was down for like an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they pay the teams that they play when they play Mandarin? Do they pay them to play them?
That's good.
Kind of like how Bama pays Mercer to play them or something.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine.
I mean, those
It's a
teams
good
love the
question. I just never
experience.
even thought about it. There's no way.
I'll just say this:
They're too busy trying to poach the best players off that team.
Yeah,
probably.
they'd probably come play Mandarin because we want to get Bryson Wright.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although Sully, we were talking about this. Sully said, and he had a good point. I mean, they thought Mandarin had a really good team last year. Tramel Jones, French, Bryson Wright, all these other guys. So they schedule it thinking, hey, I mean, even if we're not going to win, we can really play with them, right? We got a bunch of guys. Wait, there's a 2-year contract. So you go play them, then they come back. Well, you're not as strong this year, or not as mature, or not as grown. You lose some of those seniors. So it makes sense with the 2-year deal.
Yeah.
I was just a little surprised that it's even you make 2-year contracts with IMG. I would think you'd be a one-time deal every time because of that same thing, because you don't know how you're going to be 2 years from now. So
I'm pretty sure Bartram played them my senior year.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, and, they do that. They play a couple Florida
I think they hung around too, actually.
Yeah, they were in the game at half.
Yeah.
He was at the game.
Lathan Biddle, I remember he had a good game actually, and he was running over those IMG guys, and they're big kids, they hit hard. And I went up to Biddle after the game because Creekside was off that week. I went over there and filmed the game, and I go up to Biddle afterwards because he had taken a beating that game. I go, man, you're gonna be feeling that tomorrow, aren't you? He goes, they are.
Hey,
like the mindset.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good mindset.
Yeah, IMG goes to Phoenix City Central next week up in Alabama. That's in Columbus, Georgia,
I'm
essentially.
looking forward to
it's on the border, yeah.
East St. Louis is on their schedule.
East St. Louis is on there. They play Hoover. They play, I don't know, what is it, Bishop Sycamore probably? I don't know, man. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
It is what
I don't
it
really
is.
I don't fully get the point of it, but it is what it is. It's
It is
probably
what it is.
a step in a class. Doesn't hurt you if you're Mandarin.
Yep.
Unless you got hurt. Like that's the one thing.
correct.
It's like you just got to hope you don't get hurt.
That's
in
what happened
games like that.
I'll be honest. I didn't think they would get smoked out like that though. 50-7. I mean, it is IMG.
Yeah,
but
I'll be honest. I'm not afraid to say this. I think Mandarin, everybody's got their eyes on him. Bryson Wright, Knox Annis, that name after playing last year. They've got some other players, but I don't know how good Mandarin actually is. Like they've been good. I just don't know how good they are. It's not a knock on them, but I think we think because of the star power that they're like automatically loaded and as good as. But if they played St. Augustine right now, are they beating St. Aug?
No.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
But they got that last week of the season. That's going to be a matchup we get to see. But in my opinion, right now, there's a tier 1, and that's Reigns.
Yeah,
they're in a category of their own. Then it's the only teams in the area I think that could compete with Reigns are Bolles, St. Aug, maybe Nease. And then under there, I'd put in Mandarin, maybe Oakleaf, some of those teams. Ed White. And then after that, it's...
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Mandarin is. Are they in that next tier down, or are they in that second tier that you're talking about?
I don't think Mandarin could compete with Reigns.
No, not Reigns, but I'm talking Nease, St. Aug, Bolles.
We'll find out.
We'll find out later on, won't we?
Hey, I'm excited for that one. That sounds like a great. I wish they played Nease too. I wish all of our top 8 teams just played each other.
Colin Drafts said it's coming.
Yeah, he said on that interview I saw on Instagram. He said he wants. He pretty much like this guy asked him. He's like, what teams would you like to play in the area? And he just named Reigns, Mandarin, Bolles. I think he named Bolles.
Well, he said Mandarin's in the works.
Yeah, he said Mandarin's in the works. So maybe we get to see that matchup within the next few years.
Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of good matchups already. We got way more than when you guys were like 12.
Yeah,
we didn't get this many because the system was
the rankings points. So you can lose to a really good team and it not hurt you nearly as much as winning against a really bad team. Like a loss to a Reigns is probably going to benefit you more than a win against one of the lesser teams that hasn't won this year.
Yeah, that part of the system has created a lot of nice matchups in the area.
Yeah, I like that.
Although I said to you guys today, I don't know how many good teams we have. Like I think there's separation and there's some haves and have-nots. I don't know if we're getting like 5 really good games on a Friday night.
I think
we're getting 1 or 2. I don't know if we're getting 5.
Yeah.
I think the better way to put that is I think we have a good amount of good teams. There's how many great teams do we have? Because there's a certain tier, like there's a good amount of Jacksonville that I feel like could compete with each other. You could throw a lot of teams together from Clay, Nassau, Duval, St. John's, and they could compete. But there's a select few that are above the rest. There's a select few that are below the rest. But there's a good amount of teams that I feel like are kind of in the same spot that, like, yeah, I could see, I don't know, Beachside Bishop Kenny.
Yeah,
was a great matchup.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
And those are good teams.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the great teams so much this time of year. You just want to see more games like that.
Yeah,
Beachside,
exactly.
Bishop Kenny, you like those. So that's good. All right, guys. Blitz Breakdown Monday night, 8 o'clock. And you'll be talking about Yulee West Nassau and previewing the next one as well and making some more stupid picks.
Yep, it's a lot of fun.
We try not to make them stupid, but, people miss Stewart. They miss Stewart
I
forever.
brought it up on the Zone Blitz, the fact that somebody messaged, why did Stewart pick? He would have picked us.
Stewart
You're
knows.
right. You're absolutely right. I would have picked you.
Well, yeah, you say that now.
Shout out to the Og Dog.
Now, with your mom, dad, listen, just tell them I was just messing around, all right? I mean, gosh, he said you guys made stupid picks.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chandler looks good. He can't pick anything either, but he looks good.
He can pick a hat.
Hey, does a record of 21-5 not sound bad?
Yeah, Brody's
For
in the
5
lead.
weeks. I average 1 loss per week.
Goes Brody
Pretty good.
number 1, and this by winning percentage because we don't all pick the same amount of games. Brody, Noah, Chandler, way after that, Action Sports Jacks.
Well, you guys kicked me off the show. That's why.
You haven't.
Yeah, I got old man Sully making the picks.
He's the man, though. I love his picks. He needs to be on it. He needs to.
We might need to make him a permanent coach.
Yeah, I love it.
That's you should do it. He's fun.
Yes,
he's the best. All right, that's it.
Cool.
We'll see you tomorrow, prime time, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Sunday, full day of Jags coverage over at the bank. Get onto the stadium. Nice job, guys. Glad you enjoyed the game. Good job back there, Chandler. And have a good weekend, everybody.